Yo. Sorry, I was running late. My fucking camera's mad out of focus. There we are. Camera back in focus. Fucking hair is a missus. We'll do this. I'll do that. Missus. Cool. Hell yeah. What's up, Stimbear? Okay, let's fucking... Sorry, I was running late. I had to poop. Jesus. Okay. Wait, he attempted sewer slide? I don't know what sewer slide means. What's the news today? I want to go over the Wendigoon fucking Praise of Shadows thing. Mainly because I don't have time to record a YouTube video, so I thought I could just fucking... What do you mean? Oh, you're saying hi? Yeah, anyways, I wanted to cover that because I don't have time to make a YouTube video, so I was like, fuck it, I'll just do it on stream. I just kind of want to go over that little drama just to see what's happening there. I watched like the first 5 minutes of it, but I was like, okay, this seems like talk about worthy, so we're gonna do that. Perhaps, how's the lighting in here? Should I do a... How are we looking on lighting? It's a little dark, eh? Okay. Hold on. That should be good. Sorry about that. Hell yeah. What's up, boys? How are my pits looking, by the way? Pit stains? We good? Okay, we good. No pit stains. I'm fucking super sweaty right now. All right. Let's get caffed up, bitches. A little, the fuck is this? Triple shot Starbucks energy plus coffee. 270 milligrams of caffeine. Let's get it, boys. We're staying up all night. Yes. Jesus, that hurt my voice. I'm sorry, that hurt my voice. How much do I bench? Like nothing. I literally only started working out this year. It was, it was right after, literally like right out. Well, okay. I'll make a short version of this. I have what is called GERD, G-E-R-D. It stands for, I think, gastroesophageal reflux disease, if I'm not mistaken. It's essentially just acid reflux, but like really, really bad, and it gets like super painful. It's been described, like the symptoms are very like, they're like, you get like chest pains essentially. It's like heart attack like symptoms. So basically, when I'm being unhealthy and I'm super stressed, it activates and I get like fucking heart attacks, essentially, mini heart attacks. They don't actually kill me, which is good. Yeah, so it was like right after, it was like the last like 2 weeks when I was doing Fish Tank Season 2. I was getting it really fucking bad. And I was like, man, I know I'm like on being unhealthy at the moment, but it's like fucking really bad right now. And then I took a glimpse of myself in the mirror and I was like, oh, I'm fucking fat as shit. I was literally like the fattest I've ever been in my entire life. I'm 5'10", and I was like fucking 180. Like I was just fucking tubby as shit. So I decided to start fucking getting strong. And I've been doing that, working out 6 days a week like a fucking man. And that's been going good. Been pretty happy with that. As I was pooping just moments ago, literally probably less than 10 minutes ago while I was on the toilet, I saw this, which made me laugh. I want to share this with you guys. Hold up. Let me pull up Twitter right quick. How do I... Yo, why the fuck is my... I swear to God, my fucking Twitter shit is like different on my computer than it is on my phone. Why? How come every time? There we go. Bookmarks. Because I went into lists. I'm a retard. Okay, here we go. Bookmarks. Bring up this tweet. No, not this whole fucking page is the tweet. This is it. Yeah. Okay, cool. And we'll do that. Can you guys see this? Bingo bongo. Can I make this bigger? Is there a way to make this bigger? Is that gonna make it bigger? No. Okay, whatever. We're just gonna watch this. I thought this was really funny. Do you guys know who Gavin McInnes is? What's up, Myth? Do y'all know who Gavin McInnes is? He's pretty fucking funny. If you guys are like Sam Hyde fans, I would check out Gavin McInnes. He's done you can go down like a rabbit hole on him, but he did this thing, this like whatchamacallit, like the series, that's the word I was looking for, series of videos where essentially he'd like just grab random like super liberal women off the street and like essentially just bring them into some like random location and be like, hey, do you want to do like a sit down interview? And then like he would start off basically the interview like kind of just like being on their side about everything, and then like halfway through he would go super far right wing and just like assault them verbally, and it's like the funniest fucking thing. And they're locked in and they like can't leave. It's so fucking funny. But yeah, this is Gavin making fun of anime, which I thought was pretty funny.
I just want you to know that if you're into anime, you're a pedophile. To be clear, if you watch those cartoons, if you read those comics, if your avatar is remotely associated with any kind of Japanese animation, you're a pedophile, you're a pervert, you're infantilized, you're sick and depraved. And I notice you talk a big game. A lot of the wingnats use anime avatars, and they're always how I'm a pussy and a cuck and shucking, and they're going to kick my ass. And you're all weak, loser, incel, virgin, pussy, pedophile, sickos. Because these gestures that come from Japan are the gestures of a child.
Now, this is true. What he's about to say right here, this is a thought that I've had for like a very long time. He's basically blaming anime for all this. Here, I'll just play it a little bit.
Look at her cartoony fucking sweatshirt.
Okay. Is there any way to fucking make this bigger? What the fuck, dude? No, it's gonna be way too fucking big. Oh, I could do that. Yes, I'm a genius. I'll just do that. Hey, stretch, I said. Hey, you. I said stretch. Come on, buddy. Can you fucking stretch? Why aren't you stretching? What the fuck, OBS? Why are you being a dick? Can't you see I'm trying to record some production? My lord. Can we just fucking stretch? Ugh. Of course it's going to be a fucking asshole now that I'm on stream. Whatevs. Fuck it. You know what? I'm sure you know you've seen this before like a million times. This fucking TikTok. The like TikTok... that like visual face style, he's blaming it all on anime. Honestly, I think that's just like an animation thing in general. Like if you look at like fucking modern, like I don't know, what's a fucking Disney? I don't know Disney movies. Someone name me a Disney movie, please. Anime. Someone fucking name me a Disney movie. I don't know Disney movies. What's like a current one? Snow Girl. What's her name? Fucking Frozen. Yeah, Frozen. That's right. That's a girl, right? That's a thing. Like it is just this. It's just all animation. It's like the over expressive eyes. Like that is just TikTok, like TikTok brain dead face. It's the same shit. It's not just Japanese animation. I think it's just, there's just some fucking weird thing where adults have like adopted that and it became like, I don't know. I haven't like put enough thought into it to really like have like a theory on this, but like there is something here where it's like I don't know who this is appealing to. Like is it adults doing this because they found through the algorithm this is appealing to children, or are they playing to other adults? Like I don't know. That would be like my main hang up, because if it's if it's as simple as like they adopted these like very expressive animation like faces when they're speaking or doing fucking dumb TikTok videos is because they're playing to like children. Like that I get, but like you see it a lot with like not that I watch it or anything, but like porn. There's a lot of like OF girl style porn, like the ooh woo shit, like that. Basically that.
Like a 3-year-old, and they're talking about fucking.
Blame it on TikTok, not anime. I think it is TikTok. It's definitely TikTok, but it's definitely animation as well. There's some weird combination going on there. I almost fucking puked on that one. Jesus. That one was acidy. Yeah, I don't even know what that's about.
This comes from Japanese cartoons, and the Japanese cartoons are trying to be cute, so they mimic 4-year-olds.
See, he's right there. He is right about anime there, but it's the same thing with just traditional Western animation as well. It's not any different. That's where I think he's wrong.
I fucking hate this shit.
That I can agree with 100%.
I hate Japanese animation. It sucks shit. I hate their little sharp triangle noses.
Anyways, whatever. You get the fucking point. Cucumber feet. I'll puke on stream for $100. I'll do it right now. It's very common in cosplay community to expressive emotions and shit like that. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I'm sure like furry shit's the same shit, but it all comes from the same place. Honestly, I think it's the vaccines. I think the vaccines are causing it. Yeah, but without further ado, now that I've had a chance to warm up a little bit, let's get into. Did I fucking close it? God damn it! Can I go back? Here we go. Is it this? Yes, it's this one. Yeah, so I watched like the first 5 minutes of this. Not gonna lie. Wrong screen. Hey, Discord, get out of here. You go there. I just want you in the middle. Why is that so difficult? Okay, me. Move me. Should we make you do a little T? Nope, that makes you bigger. Okay. Am I good here? I'll be good here, right? I'm not blocking anything, am I? Okay. Yeah, we're good here. Let's do this.
Known for
yeah, so do you guys know, do you want me to go over like just the basic premise of what this is? Dude looks like Walmart Noah Samson. Yeah, basically. What's this about? Okay, yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I mean, basic premise is there's this guy named In Praise of Shadows. Of course, it's not going to show up. This fucking okay. Well, okay, I'm not gonna fucking whatever. Anyways, he's a fucking YouTuber. I think his channel may have been taken down or like privated or something. He's like a super left-wing guy, right? Just a bread tuber kind of dork, whatever. We don't have to go too far into that. But he does like, you know, those like 4-hour long breaking down something type videos. You know what I'm talking about. Like the way too long that it's like not even interesting anymore. Like that style of video. Okay, maybe they're not as long as I thought they were. Some of them are pretty long, like 1.5 hour, 2 hour. Anyways, it's down now, but his most recent one was like a 4-hour video where he was reviewing conservative horror movies, which I didn't even know was a fucking genre. In his defense, they probably do suck. Anything conservative art-wise fucking blows. So I'll give him that one. But this guy in the middle of this like, you know, review of like horror movies goes on this fucking gay rant where he essentially tries to do like a hit piece on like Wendigoon and like all of his friends, all of his collaborators, or like people that he's just like talked to. He tries to go after Donut Operator, Brandon Buckingham, Some Ordinary Gamers. There's a ton of them. And like he did zero research. Like this like takedown hit piece that he attempted to do had like the bar for him of like this becomes a fact was so fucking low. Like he basically just saw a tweet of someone saying something about someone. He's like, oh yeah, that's true. He literally saw pictures of Brandon Buckingham holding guns and just assumed he was a gun tuber strictly based off the fact that he does YouTube and has held guns. So that's the level of research we're talking about here. Anyways, basically everyone that he tried to go after all were like, what the fuck is this? Why are you like attacking us for things that are clearly not, like, these are all fucking lies. And he ended up initially just cutting out that one piece of his like 4-hour video, which is been obviously re-uploaded to YouTube. It's 35 minutes long. So this is the full segment of his takedown, so to speak. And eventually he ended up taking that video down. And he also he privated his social medias. I know that. He put out like a statement kind of saying sorry, but not really. He kind of apologized, but didn't. So, you know how things go with that. He ended up getting a lot more hate for that, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I watched like the first 5. I just wanted to, for my own personal knowledge, just kind of wanted to know what was going on. So I watched the first 5 minutes of this, and I hated it so much that I was like, okay, I need to watch this on fucking stream. So here we are. Anything else? Are we good to go, guys? Let's go.
If you're not aware, Wendigoon is a horror...
And just to be clear, this isn't like people talking about his video. This is just, we're just watching the 35-minute stretch from his video where he's talking shit about Wendigoon and friends.
Conspiracy theorist YouTuber with several million subscribers that, as you will hopefully come to see, should not be seen as the wholesome southern friendly dad persona that he has publicly constructed around himself in the past several years. And that, like many people who told...
Already, I fucking hate this guy. The past several years, I hate his cadence of speech.
That he has publicly constructed around himself in the past several years.
The past several years. Like, it's such a condescending tone. Oh, God. Oops, I'm muted.
Talk about being Christians as much as he does. Has a dark past with deep ties to far-right extremism. On a base level, his work has never been of personal interest to me. We share a similar focus...
Personal interest to me. Like, the way he fucking... It's like a vocal fry without vocal frying, if that makes sense. Yeah. Yes, his voice is fucking so annoying, Myth. Yeah, his mustache isn't helping either. He has that fucking iDubbbz, the dirty... The fucking... how would you say it? Like the champagne white trash look. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he's fucking cosplaying as being a fucking dirty, meth-riddled homeless guy. He's fucking, oh my God, oops, sorry. It's, like, why would you want to look poor, you fucking dork?
On topics that we like to write about, but our similarities basically end there. I have no need or desire to hear 5 hours of opinions on Blood Meridian from a 21-year-old millionaire who got famous around the age of 19. And I know that is probably the most boomer thing that I have ever...
Yes, he brings this up a lot. His argument is often, Wendigoon is rich, so obviously he can't have opinions on things because he was born from money. Like, what the fuck? What does that even mean? Holy shit! I'm already so infuriated.
Apologies for that. But I say that to argue that I really do think that there are some works that are really not intended to hit the right way until we are older. There are some works that fundamentally will not be understood by you if you are wealthy and have always been upper class your entire life.
No, that has nothing to do with anything. That has nothing to do with anything. You can't understand a fucking movie if you're too rich. Like, what does that even mean? What kind of fucking take is that? Hold on a second. Should I take this? It's my mom. Should I answer my mom or just tell her to fuck off? Okay, I'm not gonna play it because she might say some embarrassing shit, but I'll answer it just for a sec. Give me a sec, boys. Hello. Hi. I'm literally streaming right now. Is it important? I'm streaming right now. Is it important? No, I'm not. Okay. Well, I'll text you tomorrow morning. Okay. Or yeah, that works for me. All right. Yeah, cool. Bye. Good job, Mom. Fucking embarrassing me in front of my friends. Oops. Why is our YouTube video playing? Cool. Let's get back to this.
And this may all sound condescending.
I have never told my mom I love you before. What am I, gay? The fuck, dude? You guys say I love you to your mom? Are you serious? I'm not even joking. Do you guys actually say I love you to your mom? Is this a me thing? Am I weird? What? What? Yo, hold on. Am I being weird or are y'all being weird? Hold on. Are you guys fucking with me? Wait, how many... Do your parents tell you that they love you? For real? It's not that I don't love my mom. I just don't express it with words or actions. I just ignore her. How is this crazy? Okay, that's a little different. You have kids. If I had kids, I'd be like, yo, y'all pretty cool, dog. Thank you, William. Thank you. Your parents never told you that they love you explains a lot. They've told me they love me, but generally the hand is probably, listen, the amount of times I've been told that I love you by my parents in my lifetime is, I want to say more than 5, less than 10. And it's always been preceded with some horrific predicament that I got myself in, getting arrested or fucking getting whatever, just got myself into some real deep trouble. And then they're like, you know, we love you. That's the only times I've ever heard it. Is this weird? Am I weird? Yeah, once. I got arrested once. It was public intoxication. It's nothing like worth talking about. It's just public intoxication. Squidward's father never hugged him. Call her back and tell her that you love her? No, fuck that. That'd be fucking weird. Are you Slavic? That would explain a lot. Yes, I actually am Slavic. Yeah, so like I have like, I'm like Eastern European. Does that make sense? Do I just come from a cold world? Because that's like, I don't know. It'd be weird. I find it weird. I don't like telling people. I don't like being nice to people. Like the way, like even with like my friends and family or whatever, like the way I express that I care for you is by making fun of you and pulling pranks on you and genuinely like being mean to you. That's how I express it. Is that weird? Am I weird? Oh my god, this is funny.
Ascending. But that doesn't stop it from being somewhat true. I don't mean that to think that you shouldn't be able to say or publish whatever you like at any point in your life. You're obviously free to do so. And I also don't want it to be seen as if I'm talking down to young people, because I'm not. Politically, they are frequently the most with it, and their voices should be heard on issues that pertain to them.
That's not true. That's not true. Being young doesn't make you with it. I would actually argue the opposite on that. I feel like most young people fucking have no idea what's going on. And that's not even like a shot at young people. It's just like, you're just like, most people, they don't fucking care. They're trying to get pussy and shit. Trying to get their ass ate or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like your fucking levels of priorities.
They are looked down upon too
young
often
does
in
not
our
equal
culture.
wise.
What I'm talking about here
Anyways,
pertains to the very act of writing itself. And with that, perspective. And I don't know if you can actually really truly be a good cultural critic with a voice that has a definitive perspective, without several years of genuine, independent, lived experience away from the home that you were raised in. And in his case, he became exceptionally wealthy by the time that he was 19 or 20. And so if you leave the home and immediately become famous and rich, without having to ever actually truly struggle, can you be considered to have ever actually had lived experience at all that would qualify you to give criticism on works of art about the experience of average and poor people? I would argue not. And if that is the case, why would your perspective matter as a critic? Not to mention the fact that Wendigoon was raised in a very wealthy family, and with that comes from a wealthy perspective.
what does that even mean, a fucking wealthy perspective? Like, so he comes from a wealthy family. So what does that mean? That he can't be like well read. He can't have had anything bad ever happen to him. That doesn't fucking mean anything. This guy fucking, oh my god, he bothers me.
He himself has inadvertently admitted that his family at one point had millions of dollars. When he said once on stream, "Would you believe me that when my dad was young, he used to be in an organized crime gang and is now a Sunday school teacher. Very wild life that guy's lived. He was in an organized crime gang that my grandfather ran. A lot of bad things went down. They got investigated by the FBI. My grandpa went to jail. My dad had to testify and tried to take up the business. The business fell apart, and he ended up losing millions of dollars to the state. lost everything, found God, became a Christian, and is now both the best man and the best Christian I've ever met. But also...
So, listen, so his argument was Wendigoon can't have opinions because too rich and he's never struggled for anything, but then directly follows that up with, oh, by the way, his dad was like a drug dealer that like fucking fucked everything up and like fucked up his family dynamic and like put the family through really hard times. But he's also never experienced anything that, you know, might give him like perspective in life, by the way. But also he's like went through this like very unique situation that most people will never experience, but also hasn't ever experienced anything. Like the fucking, this makes no sense whatsoever.
So, I'm not even here to criticize his body of work. I think his videos are very uninteresting. But ultimately, that is secondary to what makes him worth talking about. The first of which are the very strong beliefs that he seems to hold as important, that are in my opinion the antithesis of what horror should be about. There are many things that are red flags that we could talk about, from the bizarre gun ownership, the flagrant use from my perspective, of his religion as a shield from criticism, to the belief that he at one point followed many far-right accounts on Twitter, from Kyle Rittenhouse to Parler, the social media website where...
That's so fucking retarded. Like, he followed right-wing social media accounts. Therefore, he is a bad person. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
The January 6th insurrection was in part planned. People said, oh, the website where the many far-right accounts on Twitter, from Kyle Rittenhouse to Parler. The social media website where the January 6th insurrection was in part planned.
Wasn't that planned by the CIA?
People said, oh, he only followed them. But that doesn't mean that he agrees with them. But there are...
That's actually a very fair point. Let's see what his counterpoint is to his own counterpoint.
Screenshots of tweets that may have been deleted. They clearly, in my mind, show a support to Rittenhouse.
Like, what? He has screenshots that may or may not have existed. I'm not going to do any research into whether they did or not, because this is a 4-hour video. How could I possibly put any effort into it? But here's some screenshots that shows that he's a right-wing activist. Like a far-right activist, by putting up, and this is his proof right here. The moment it was announced not guilty on all accounts. What is that? That doesn't mean anything. He's just announcing that fucking Rittenhouse was like announced innocent by a court of law. That doesn't show support for him. It doesn't fucking show support for the alt-right. It doesn't fucking mean anything. Holy shit, this guy.
Although, since I did not take these screenshots, they do have to be taken with a grain of salt. But in relation to everything else that we're going to talk about here, to me it seems to fall in line with...
And everyone's saying that he's poor. Like, his channel is fairly healthy. Like, 392,000 viewers, subscribers. Holy fuck, I can't talk. And like, if you look at his view counts on videos, like 139K, 48K, something, like, they're not bad. Like, I'm not saying you're living in the lap of luxury. I mean, actually, these videos are pretty sparsely released. Hold on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Okay, he only put out 11 videos last year. That probably is not working out for him. But from all accounts, I've heard other people talk about this. I don't know if this is true because I'm not fucking paying for his Patreon. But allegedly, he has like a pretty healthy Patreon. Is that something you could check? So, I mean, he's getting $1,200 a month off Patreon. That's not like that plus it's not, listen, he's not, again, not living in the lap of luxury here, but I mean, he's making some money. Like if he had a full-time job on top of this, like he'd be chilling. He'd be fine. Like he could get whatever fucking retro Sega Genesis game he wants to ironically play with his friends. You know what I mean?
With his general beliefs. These have been widespread across the internet, and to my knowledge...
Isn't 250 subs enough to live off YouTube? I wouldn't say the subs alone. Like, you could, I'm just like, listen, I'm just going based off like my experience. Like, if I was doing the same numbers I was doing during Fish Tank Season 2, like maybe just a little more on like that heavy of a schedule, I could live off YouTube, absolutely. Like I could probably quit my day job at like 60, 70K. Just judging, like thinking about how much money I make now. Yeah, that's probably reasonable. 60, 70, around there. 250. Like, you should be. He's 250, but his video, he put out 11 videos last year. They have like decent viewership, but there's not many of them. That's his issue. Like, that's his issue. He needs to put out more content. That's what his fucking issue is. If you put out more content, then like it shouldn't take him 1 month to put out a 24-minute video. That's insane. I work a full-time job, and I'm currently working on 2 videos at the same time. Well, granted, I hired an editor for one of them, but like it's doable. You just fucking have to get your shit together.
I can find no examples of him directly saying that these are not real, so he may or may not have actually followed these accounts or supported them. But I do not believe that he has ever outright said that this did not happen, so take that as you will. We could talk about his past and supposedly being a founding member.
If he made $500 a month off YouTube, damn, it doesn't make sense. Maybe, because it's a small amount of videos. That's why. That's the only thing that's like throwing him off. But yeah, he may have made $500 a month off YouTube. That might be true, but that's like his fault. He just needs to work harder.
In an online conspiracy theory group that, according to him, Snopes said that this did not happen. Accounts of him. These have been widespread across the internet, and to my knowledge, I can find no examples of him directly saying that these are spread about here. They do have to be taken with a grain of salt. But in relation to everything else that we're going to talk about here, to me it seems to fall in line with his general beliefs. These have been widespread across the internet, and to my knowledge, I can find no examples of him directly saying that these are not real. So he may or may not have actually followed these accounts or supported them. But I do.
Like, that doesn't mean anything either. Like, his argument is like, he never rebuted that he's not alt-right. It's like, okay, but did anyone fucking ask him? Did you ask him? Did you ask him, like, hey, is following Kyle Rittenhouse mean you're alt-right? And did he say no? Or did he like not answer you? Like, what happened? That doesn't fucking, if no one asked him, hey, does following Kyle Rittenhouse on Twitter make you alt-right? Like, why is he supposed to announce that? Is he supposed to fucking just declare everything? What the fuck are you talking about?
I do not believe that he has ever outright said that this did not happen, so take that as you will. We could talk about his past and supposedly being a founding member in an online conspiracy theory group that, according to him, snowballed out of control into being a white supremacist neo-Nazi organization called the Boogaloo Boys.
This is true, but he has a very skewed version of this. We'll get into this.
His online username at the time was Boogaloo Boy, and he claims to be the first to have started using it, but that he left the group and became Wendigoon after things started to get out of hand. And this is not a conspiracy theory in itself. Shockingly, he literally has said so in writing. As you'll see, he was just like, oh geez, sorry guys, about starting a violent hate group, guys. Sorry that people got killed. I totally didn't mean to do all that. My bad. I'll do better next time. Also,
see, that's another thing. Like, that's just such a leap in logic. So Wendigoon, yes, okay. From what I read, he did openly say he was an early member of this group called the Boogaloo Boys that would eventually, that actually was a little puke there too. Holy shit. I'm getting some fucking acid reflux, boys. He was part of this group, an early member of this group called the Boogaloo Boys. And the group started off as one thing, but what he fails to mention is that the group got infiltrated by not only like far right fucking wackos, but also by Antifa. And it got co-opted by like the two of them. And then it became this whole fucking thing. They became like this terrorist group, whatever. But he like pulled the eject cord on it pretty early because he's like, hey, I'm part of this group. This group started off as one thing, then it became another. I don't like it. I'm leaving. And now he's like automatically like, okay, well, he was obviously clearly the mastermind that set everything up and forced everyone into terrorism. Ergo, Wendigoon is a terrorist. Like, that's his argument. That's like, there's no fucking evidence of that. There's none whatsoever. It's fucking insane. What's this about emo shit? You need better lighting. You're half emo. Okay, I mean, if you think it's cringe, that's fine. But I do it to support trans kids. So if you're against trans kids, that's on you, buddy. But June's almost here. I don't know what day of the week it is. What's the date today? 31st. June's almost here. So you better get fucking with it, buddy. Because trans kids, we're going to stand up next month. And you're not going to be able to talk. Okay? So let's get back to the video.
It should be noted that the Boogaloo Boys are known for wearing Hawaiian shirts.
Not you. Your month is almost... Okay, well, I don't know what the fuck's going on with that fucking... I don't know. Okay, well, I take it back. Googly. My bads. I don't know what happened there. I'm confused by chat.
And guess who else always has on a Hawaiian shirt, despite the fact that he publicly totally does not share in their beliefs, guys. I'm just saying that if at the very least I, in any way whatsoever, somehow accidentally, inadvertently, started a hate group, I wouldn't continue to still dress like them if it were me. It would make me look like I still believed in their cause, and that I just couldn't talk about it because people would publicly get mad at me. If I accidentally started a hate terrorist organization, I wouldn't rebrand as a horror YouTuber the next year, and instead would try and fight that ideology as much as I could. And if I didn't do that, then it would probably be fair for people to assume that I still agreed with their actions. At one point he posted on his—
No, it wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be fair whatsoever. No, because you're making the leap in logic that he created a terror group, which he didn't say he do. He just said he was an early member of this group. And you're also prescribing him being the one that like radicalized these people. That's not, he's like the post that's literally behind him. I'm not going to pull it up because it's not worth it. But the post that's literally, I read that because I was curious. This is about where I stopped watching, by the way. So everything from here on forward is going to be new to me as well. That post behind him, like it literally, if you read it, it's like, the group started off as one thing. Outside forces came in and co-opted it. I didn't like what it became. I was like, this is scary. So I got the fuck out. Like he never said, I started a terror. Like he's just making that up. The whole thing is made up. And then he goes on this fucking long diatribe of like, well, if we're going off my theory A, then obviously B, C, D, and E are obviously happened in that order. But it's like, A is wrong. But A is wrong. You made up A. A is wrong. So B, C, everything else you're saying after that is fucking nothing. You're not saying anything. God damn. And I think he's wearing that shirt like ironically to match what he's saying. Also, what's up, Enyo? How are you going? How you? Okay, let's get back to the video. I can't speak.
And wrote. Someone asked me about my.
There's a lot of fucking caffeine in this bitch. I'm not gonna lie. I'm fucking amped up right now, dog.
Boogaloo Boy persona. So I made my response and thought I'd share it to set the record straight. Again, I hate being political, but I wanted to clear this up. Love y'all. Thanks. The statement that he included with this read. Alright, so I'll go ahead and make my official statement here, because better to come straight from me.
Is there anything in here? Alright, so go ahead, make an official statement, because straight from over 2 years, I first began using the term Boogaloo. Originally, it was a rendition of Che Guevara's code word for revolution. I've always been a proponent of freedom and liberty. To be clear, he's not even like a right-wing guy, and I think he's... I could be wrong on this, so actually, maybe I shouldn't say this, but from what I read about Wendigoon, I'm not super familiar. I've seen a couple videos by him. He seems cool. He seemed more like a libertarian type dude, like not even like a conservative. I believe in the divine rights of every human, and therefore aspects of self-independence are important to me. Like that's a very libertarian statement. So I began using the word in small settings and then decided to make a meme page using the name as no one had done so yet. To give you an idea, my name was, quotes, Boogaloo Boy, and several have pointed to me as being the original and starting the Hawaiian shirt thing. So maybe he's the, but like, why would he stop wearing Hawaiian shirts just because other people started co-opting Hawaiian shirts? I mean, I was about to compare that to Hitler's mustache, but that's actually a crazy, no one's had that mustache since. So that's actually probably the worst analogy I could have used. Moving on. However, as the term became mainstream, more ideas began to come into the group. Everything from Antifa members to fascists wanted in and on it, and the original idea became muddled and broken. It was always meant as a for the people thing, yet it quickly became something else. Blah, 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 whatever. I can't read the rest because it's cut off. But like, you get the point. Like literally in the post that he's talking about, that he's like referencing, it's very clear what Wendigoon is saying, but he's just like ignoring it completely.
2 years ago, I was among the first to begin using the term Boogaloo. Originally, it was a rendition of Che Guevara's, not that he was a good person by any means, code word for revolution, and I have always been a proponent of freedom and liberty. I believe in the divine rights of every human, and therefore, aspects of self-independence are important to me. So I began using the word in small settings, and then decided to make a meme page using the name.
Holy shit, this guy reads slow. Jesus Christ, man. Could you fucking pick up the pace? I'm not a fucking turtle here.
Had yet done so. To give you an idea, my name was Boogaloo Boy, and several have pointed to me as being the original and started the Hawaiian shirt thing, as I've always just worn those shirts. However, as the term became mainstream, more ideas began to come into the group. Everything from Antifa members to fascists wanted in on it, and the original idea became muddled and broken. I always meant it as a for the people thing, yet it quickly became something else. To give you an idea,
it quickly became something else. I fucking hate the way he speaks. It's so performative, and like it's not how a person talks. I get it. There is an aspect to being a YouTuber where you have to be performative. That is part of it. I understand. But I guarantee you that's not how he talks in real life. That's just not. You could very easily tell he's like fucking doing this fucking dumb voice. That bothers me. That bothers me. If you saw... Oh man, it would probably infuriate you to see how I watch YouTube videos. It literally takes me an hour to like settle on one video. I'm so particular with how YouTubers come off inside a video. If I get a little hint of like bad acting, I can't do it. I have to click off immediately. I have watched the first 5 seconds of so many fucking videos. It's insane.
I watched the same news station call it a far leftist movement and a far right movement in the same day. It became something I didn't want to be a part of, and so I left. I dropped the name, took a break.
Yes, aka Lethal. That's exactly it. He's like a less brain damaged Burger King foot lettuce guy. Do y'all know who that is? Is that worth pulling up? Number 7, Burger King foot lettuce, or whatever the fuck. Here we go. Now, why is it?
Thing you'd want Burger King foot lettuce. The last thing you'd want in your Burger King burger is someone's foot fungus. But as it
foot fungus
turns out, that might be what you get.
Might be what you get. If there's any fucking audiophiles out there, or like fucking guitar players or fucking sound engineers, like it literally sounds like he has a wah-wah pedal on his voice. He has a flanger on his fucking voice. If you're into fucking pro level audio plugins, he has a fucking flanger on his voice.
4chaner uploaded a photo anonymously to the site.
It sounds like his voice has been auto-tuned. Like it's trying to there's an algorithm trying to correct the key that it's currently in. That's actually exactly what that sounds like. If you've ever heard someone sing in auto-tune, like a cappella, that's really bad at singing, that's what that sounds like. All right, let's get back to singing this video.
And decided to talk about things I enjoyed, like conspiracies and movies, under the new title, Wendigoon. It was something I acknowledge, but am not a part of anymore for what it became. Some of my current followers and friends were with me then, but I'm not a part of that anymore. So, do you remember...
Okay. Let's get back to... Let's try normal speed again.
Remember when armed men were arrested a few years ago for planning the kidnapping of Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmire? That was the Boogaloos. Do you remember when white people showed up at the George Floyd protests and caused property damage and violence in the hopes that black people would be blamed for that? That was the Boogaloos.
Yeah. Now let's not ever mention any of the other people that may have caused some damage during the Summer of Love. Let's not mention that. We'll skip over that just for the sake of this video. But specifically, this one group that clearly had nothing to do with Wendigoon, that was their fault, aka Wendigoon's fault.
A great deal of them.
It was the FBI, yeah, basically.
Members were spotted in the Capitol during the January 6th insurrection. In 2020, they killed several police officers in a drive-by shooting in Oakland, hoping that black people would be blamed for the violence, in an attempt to create racial tension. The reason they use the word
Why'd he smile there?
people would be blamed for the violence, in an attempt to create racial tension.
Why is he smiling? What the fuck is that smirked? Do you guys see that? Why do you fucking smirk at the end of that bar? The fuck, dude?
The reason they use the word Boogaloo is in reference to a meme that says Civil War II Electric Boogaloo, obviously in reference to the 1984 film Breakin' 2 Electric Boogaloo. Okay, so let's take a closer look at some of the phrasing of his official statement. First off, I have tried and failed to find any connection to the word Boogaloo to Che Guevara. In fact, when you Google Che Guevara Boogaloo, you just get things related to Wendigoon. When you type in Che Guevara word for revolution, you get things related to Wendigoon. Che Guevara died in 1967, and the earliest example of the word Boogaloo that I can find was in 1966, in relation to the musical style. So I would wager that that is more than likely a lie, to cover his actual intentions and sympathies that he held as a seemingly radicalized teenager. According to the Center for Strategic and International Studies, the word Boogaloo began to appear in online forums related to hate content on 4chan somewhere between 2010 and 2012, when, you know...
Bro just searched it on Google and did no further research. Yeah, basically. Like, I could fucking go down the rabbit hole on that right now, but it's not worth it. Because I don't fucking believe him. Like, there's been so many other things where he's just jumped the gun to conclusions. Like, I can't believe anything he says.
Wendigoon would have been about 10 to 12 years old. Specifically, I have seen multiple times that it is believed to have been born on gun-related forums. I can find no evidence that within their organizational structure, that they have any allusion to their values starting or being connected to Che Guevara in any capacity. So claiming he was the first to start using it, or among the first, is not true, and is frankly a bizarre claim to make. By the time he would have made his Boogaloo Boy username, the word would have already had a near decade of being entrenched into the deepest layers of alt-right internet radicalized extreme racism. He
doesn't know that though. Like, he's just, how do you fucking know that? How do you know what fucking sites went, like, he doesn't know what sites Wendigo was on. That doesn't...
simultaneously be seen as distance from the organization, but still dresses like them on a daily basis, and fully takes responsibility.
Hold on. If he said that he introduced Hawaiian shirts into the organization, then he's not dressing like them, they're dressing like him. Let the bro cook, dog. Come on.
Responsibility in claiming that he started their movement that was already in motion at least 7 or so years before his involvement.
Isn't the full video supposed to be about conservative horror movies? Yeah, he just went on a 35... The video is like 4 hours long, and there's like a 35-minute section where he just went in on Wendigoon for no fucking reason. This is probably why no one's watching his fucking videos. Like, why he's not making money. It's because he's fucking just spending time doing this for no so there is some more backstory to this. I actually kind of forgot and left out. So he's making the claim that Wendigoon's fan base kept calling him a faggot. Am I allowed to say that on stream? I feel... Oops. I don't think I'm allowed to say that on stream. Magic. It's been deleted. They were calling him the F slur, and they were calling him a fancy boy. And he was just like tired and upset of alleged Wendigoon fans calling him a fancy boy. And so that's why he decided to do this like Wendigoon hit piece. But like, you can't ascribe someone's fans' actions to that person, right? So if I say I'm a fan of Hassan Piker, and then I don't know, I commandeer a city bus and drive it into a bunch of fucking Trump supporters. Like, that's not fucking Hassan Piker's fault. Like, the fault is on me. You can't, if people are harassing you online for being a fancy boy, then like, maybe it's because you're a fancy boy, or maybe they're just being dicks. Whatever it is. I mean, it's the fucking internet. Everyone gets hit. If you put yourself out there publicly on the internet, like, it's just part of the game. I get it. Everyone gets it. You kind of just have to either fucking laugh at it or ignore it. Like, there's nothing else you can do. It's whatever. What's up, Klaus Schwab? Fucking World Economic Forum. My DEI score going up this year.
Which to me just kind of seems like he enjoys taking the credit for that. As historically, he already had an out that he was in middle school when it truly actually began. And if he's lying about these things, it just makes me wonder, what else is he lying about? And the difficulty in seeing the lies and between the things that are true is always the point with these kinds of people, who say, for instance, that they do not believe in far-right hate, while doing something else at the same time, such as wearing a distinctly coded Hawaiian shirt that would be understood by the initiated.
It's not coded.
As Jared Thompson puts it, who works with the Transnational Threats Project that focuses on the evolution of digital terrorist networks. Boogaloo memes and slang are often deployed in similar formats, and using similar language to more mainstream internet discourse, creating a challenge in parsing the difference between complex inside jokes and memes that are used as a tool of Boogaloo extremism. Then Wendigoon would go on to say that the organization was corrupted by the left and the right equally, but I can find no evidence that the left ever tried to co-opt an organization that actively desires a race war within America. Just on the surface, that makes no sense.
On the surface, that makes complete fucking... Are you saying the left doesn't want a race war? Listen, I'm not saying I'm left wing or right wing. I think both are equally as gay. But to the far right extremists, clearly, yeah, I mean, they want a race war. But to say that the far left doesn't, like, what the fuck? Have you fucking looked at the news? Are you kidding me? Everything is about race with the far left. It's all just fucking division. Like, to say that that's fundamentally false is fundamentally, can I say the R word? Can I say retarded? Can someone give me a list of the words I'm not allowed to say? I don't actually know. Joma maxing. Yeah, he's fucking Joma in the face ass bitch.
And on top of this, people who are centrist, or on the left, do not use the phrasing Antifa members. The only people who say that are the ones that see Antifa as some sort of homogenous radical left-wing activist group, as opposed to a general term for anti-fascist movements. He is kind of telling on himself by saying,
but Antifa is in reference to a fucking homogenized group. I mean, there's no, the thing with Antifa is that there's no like structured organization where there's like, okay, there's fucking members. There's splintered groups that all exist independent of each other that all kind of have the same goal. But I mean, that's what it is though. And for you to not know that is like, that's so, like, how could you not know that?
saying Antifa members, as if they are a part
and
of...
how would you know what people, like, how would you know what Antifa members call themselves unless if you were one? You know what I mean? Like, how the fuck would you know? Are you admitting that you're a fucking Antifa?
organized political militia, like many alt-right groups are, such as the Boogaloos. And saying that there was harm and violence perpetrated on both sides is the kind of language that other fascists, like Trump, say to disorient people into not seeing far-right extremism for what it is. He makes the bizarre false claim that he invented the use of the word Boogaloo as a for-the-people kind of thing, and he doesn't believe in what that group did with his idealization of anti-government ideals, and also wants it to be very clear that he is not a political person. But to my ears, this is all conservative doublespeak. And I hope that this is becoming obvious to you as well. In my opinion, there is a regular pattern of behavior there, from supporting Rittenhouse to having multiple ties to other far-right extremist figures, that I think a clear picture is painted that he does not mean this as a communist kind of thing, and seemingly more so means people as a very select group. Wendigoon is very publicly friends with Turkey Tom. They have been seen together on multiple...
Yeah, so this is the section where he essentially goes in on like a bunch of YouTubers for no fucking reason.
Occasions, and I've seen online mentions that Tom was either at his wedding or at the very least was invited. Tom has been accused of using the N-word multiple times in private conversations.
Tom has been accused of using the N-word multiple times in private conversations. Like, what the fuck, dude? Who gives a shit?
Including these screenshots of texts that are alleged to be real. And he's also...
And like that too, that fucking bothers me so much. Like, listen, as a creator myself, like if I include something in a video and I mention like I can't you know, corroborate this, so just take this part with a grain of salt. I'm introducing it because it's like an interesting thing, but like Tom saying the N-word it doesn't mean anything. Like it's just such a nothing burger thing. Who gives a fuck? So like, why would you even like include that if you can't even like? Why would you include these like maybe real screenshots if they don't? There's no point to it. There's no like greater point being made here.
Conversations, including these screenshots of texts that are alleged to be real. And he's also been accused of saying that the upper tiers of his Patreon were intended for Jews with deep pockets. Wendigoon is public.
Okay, so he made a joke. Are you saying jokes are bad? Are you saying jokes are real? Because that's clearly a joke. Are you saying jokes have to be real? There has to be truth in humor. Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying that humor can't be offensive? Are you saying that you can't be humorous? Like what? Where's the fucking bar here? What is even the point being made?
Publicly connected to the internet, intended for Jews with deep pockets. Been accused of saying that the upper tiers of his Patreon were intended for Jews with deep pockets.
Like that can't be interpreted as anything other than a joke. You have to be fucking brain dead to interpret that as like being real. But it's funny. It's a funny thing to say. Even if you disagree, even if you don't like that style of humor, you know what the intent was. There's no way you can't know what the intent was. Like it's either the argument's being made in bad faith, right? He's just trying to paint this picture that doesn't exist, or he's fucking brain dead. Like there's only two options here.
Goon is publicly connected to the internet historian, and has even appeared in his videos. The internet historian publicly said that his birthday was April 20th. It is not, and has only said that as a joke because that is Hitler's birthday. Wendigoon is publicly friends with Donut Operator. And
like his evidence for people being bad people is they made jokes. They made jokes on Twitter, and that makes them bad. I'm in praise of shadows. I talk about movies, and when people make jokes, it's really not funny. Fucking loser.
And even retweeted a photograph of the two of them hugging. Donut Operator is a gun-crazed, very far-right YouTuber with 4 million subscribers.
Holy shit,
whose career
dude. Fucking hugging. That's how fucking far down we are right now. We're at fucking hugging. Oh my god, man. Yeah, I really want to give this guy a nice handshake. If I met this guy in real life, I'd fucking give him a real big hug. I would hug him all the way around his body. You know what? I'd let him even lead on the hug. I'd let him go over. I'll go under. I'll be Little Spoon in the hug. He retweeted every photo of them hugging.
Is a gun-crazed, very far-right YouTuber with 4 million subscribers, whose career consists of him reviewing footage of police officers shooting and killing people. He was once a cop himself, before he made more money making YouTube videos and retired. His content is very pro-state, pro-cop, pro-gun, and pro-death to people who don't share his beliefs propaganda. For example, one of his videos is titled, "Predator Takes Shotgun to the Face," and features a picture of him smiling in the corner of the thumbnail next to an image of a terrified man about to be executed by cops, with the text that reads, "Head removal."
Hi everyone, Donut here.
That is kind of fucked up, but the way he laid that out, it actually is really funny. Like on paper, that is kind of crazy. I want to hear him re-say that. His tone of voice too. It's so funny.
Picture of him smiling in the corner of the thumbnail next to shotgun to the face propaganda. For example, one of his videos is titled, "Predator Takes Shotgun to the Face," and features a picture of him smiling in the corner of the thumbnail next to an image of a terrified man about to be executed by cops, with the text that reads, "Head removal."
Hi everyone, Donut here. We got a couple of shoot.
I've never watched Donut Operator's content, but the fucking Mr. Beast intro with the fucking shaky cam zoom, holy shit, dude, that's really funny. I don't know if this clip is from that video of that guy getting his face blown off, but if he starts the video off like that, I don't know that. Does anyone watch him? Does anyone in chat ever watch Donut Operator? Like, is he a funny guy? Because that's fucking funny. Like, I don't know if he's like trying to be funny, but that's unintentionally funny to do a fucking Mr. Beast intro, a Mr. Beast shaky zoom out intro to a fucking head removal video. That's pretty funny. That's funny, right? I like that.
Shootings for you today. The main shooting just warms my heart.
And you know, for someone who supposedly is so very anti-government, Wendigoon seems very comfortable with a man who makes his living worshipping violence committed by the state. He's a man of no conviction, claiming to be very against the government and for the rights of the people, while at the same time giving a warm embrace to one of the biggest fascist bootlickers on the internet. And the only thing that one could reasonably gather from this picture of them hugging is that he too is a fascist bootlicker himself. He has collaborated with Nick Crowley, who constantly makes money through the most morbid and shameful true crime content, of showcasing the last minutes of people before they are suddenly and unexpectedly killed. Crowley is similar to Wendigoon, in that on the surface they seem fairly edgy, but clean enough. But then you notice that he follows less than 200 people on Twitter, and among them are the same circle with names like Wendigoon, Plagued Moth, Turkey Tom, Mr. Ballin, and Donut Operator. Wendigoon has collaborated with Plagued Moth, a completely shameful content creator who reviewed snuff films on his Patreon before it was taken down, and has been accused of showing genuine gore content to minors on Discord, and whose main YouTube channel consists of him reviewing censored videos.
But that doesn't listen. I know a little bit about Plagued Moth. I don't remember. I watched the interview with him, maybe on Turkey Tom. I think interviewed him or something on his channel. Regardless, doesn't matter. I've seen a little bit about it. It seems like Plagued Moth did some fucked up shit, like showing gore on his Discord and whatever. I'm not sure who he is as a person. Maybe he is a good guy and just did some fucked up things. That's possible. But let's just assume that he's like a bad guy, right? Not a good person. Interviewing someone that's not good doesn't make you not good. Like, you have to be able, like, as a society, you have to be able to talk to people that you disagree with. The idea that talking to someone and trying to get a grasp on their perspective in life automatically means you support everything they do, and it's such a leap in logic. Once again, like one doesn't mean the other. You can interview someone and not agree with them. You can interview someone and just want to know why why their mind works the way it does, right? It's just, like I said, it's a leap in logic here.
Videos of horrible acts of real-life violence and death. He is publicly friends with Shoe on Head, who is a conservative masquerading as a leftist, who has built a career off of lazy anti-woke content, complaining about SJWs, who says stuff like, Karl Marx rising from the grave finding out his movement has been taken over by fat, ugly, mentally ill losers. He is friends with Brandon Buckingham, a gun YouTuber who has been accused of threatening rape. He is friends with...
Okay, let's rewind this one a little bit. This was a big one. Brandon Buckingham went on Twitter when this happened, and he put out a response to this. So that picture he fucking used. Oh, what's up, Way? Hey, Way, shouldn't you be fucking working right now? What am I fucking paying you for? I'm just kidding. You could, whatever, it's fine. So that picture that he's using was like his grandfather, I do believe, on his deathbed. And he was like, it was basically, I think you probably see it.
Buckingham.
Pawpaw is home from the hospital and recovering. Okay, so he just got home from the hospital. Sorry, he wasn't dead. But it's like, it's not, you know, it's he was trying to show love and support for his grandfather, not have it be used. Like, it's not as obvious. Obviously, his fucking grandfather's not in like the best condition there. Like, why would you use that? It's an insane picture to use. And then calls him a gun YouTuber. Brandon Buckingham is not a fucking gun. That's not even close to what he is. It's insane. Brandon Buckingham is a bagged wine YouTuber. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty apt. Yeah, myth. That picture's like fucked up to use that.
Gun YouTuber who has been accused of threatening rape. He is friends with Oompaville.
Oh my god, I forgot about that part.
Buckingham, a gun YouTuber who has been accused of threatening rape. He is
a gun YouTuber that's been accused of threatening rape. What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that even mean? He's been accused of threatening rape. Okay, so he didn't rape. He threatened rape. Oh, he didn't do that either. He's like just accused of threatening rape. Like, how many fucking levels down are we gonna? If rape is up here, right, and threatening rape is all the way down here, still pretty bad. Shouldn't do it, but it's not raping someone. And then being accused of threatening someone with rape is like literally is below. You can't even. It's out of frame. That's how fucking low it is. It's not even in frame. It's fucking retarded. His lack of research is like astounding.
friends
like,
with.
it's almost comical. Like if he honestly, if I was him, okay, here we go. If I was him, actually, this is what I would do in his situation. I would take a little bit of time. Maybe a couple weeks, right? Take a couple weeks off, center myself, fucking regather my aura, and then I would hit the fucking gas pedal, making as much content as possible with the littlest amount of research as possible, and just fucking lean into it. Just be completely slanderous. Just fucking make things up. Just call like, and just make up fake evidence. Just fucking get clearly fake AI photos of someone and just make it like a comedy thing. Just make it a bit. Just make that your thing. You're the guy that fucking is retarded. Just do that. That's a good idea. He should do that.
Oompaville, a gun-obsessed content creator that has taken...
And then he goes into Oompaville. Like, that was his whole Brandon Buckingham shit.
...ill losers. He is friends with Brandon Buckingham, a gun YouTuber who has been accused of threatening rape. He is friends with...
Like, that was his whole fucking Brandon Buckingham segment. That's crazy. That's so crazy. Just to throw that in at the end. That's fucking wild, dude. He really believes that shit Sneeko made up. Yeah, if you do any research on that fucking rape accusation, like, it's so bullshit. It was Sneeko. Fucking Sneeko made it up. He's a fake red pillar. What the fuck? Is that who we're believing here? But he'd get money off it to no longer be poor. Listen, I don't, that's actually true. He wants to stay poor. Well, his problem is that he has no work ethic, clearly. I mean, I'm fucking, I closed the thing, but yeah, his issue is clearly that he doesn't have a work ethic. Like, he doesn't fucking do anything, and that's why he's fucking failing.
With Oompaville, a gun-obsessed content creator that has taken advantage of Nakado Avocado's mental decline for fame and for money. And on top of that, has made content with the human trafficker, Andrew Tate.
So that's the same thing. He does the same thing once again. Who is this again, sorry?
A gun YouTuber who has been accused of threatening rape. He is friends with Oompaville.
Oompaville. Yeah, so he's saying that because Oompaville made a video with Nakado Avocado, who is mentally ill, I'll give him that, and made a video with Andrew Tate, that automatically means that he's exploiting them and that he also believes in everything, that he supports everything that they do. Just the fact that he made something with them, wanted to talk to them, wanted to get their perspective on life and see what makes them tick. Solely based on that. So the idea, like you can never make, by his logic, you can never make a documentary on like a serial killer. You could never make a documentary on some fucked up situation or something fucked up that someone did. Fucking Netflix's business model gone. Hey guys, do you want to see a 7-part fucking way too long Netflix documentary on some fucking weirdo sex cult? Not anymore. They were bad people. And if you make some content based around this person, you're obviously supporting whatever fucking weird yoga rape that's happening. Do you guys see the this one's actually pretty lit. What the fuck was it called? Holy shit. What the fuck is it called? It's really funny. I actually kind of want to pull up the trailer to it real quick. Hold on. I have to find it. Just give me 2 seconds. Holy shit. Have you guys seen it? Do you, it's the one where like they start eating silver. It's so fucking fun. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Okay, hold on. Let me just check my personal stash. Love Has Won. That's it. Have you guys seen Love Has Won on Netflix? I believe it's on Netflix. Oh, it's HBO. Okay, that's why it didn't suck. Have you guys seen this? This is fucking, if you guys want whatchamacallit, like a really good 3-part documentary to watch, fucking watch this. It's so funny. It's so fucking funny.
How many people are in the house tonight right now?
Mother is in rest. Okay. She has rested.
Amy Carlson. They called her Mother God.
Mother God.
This is Mother God.
So she starts off as like a pretty like attractive young lady. She's like
the leader.
She's a wife and she has kids and shit. And then she basically like breaks off from her husband and her family and fucking starts her own cult.
An organization
called Love Is One, right? And she's basically like this fucking female kingpin, right? And so she has all these people fucking, it's like the complete opposite. No one is like, it's the first time there's ever been like a lady just fucking all the dudes, fucking everyone's husbands, you know, everyone's fucking, she is the fucking top bitch, #1, right? And it's all like about preaching love and everything's holistic. If you get cancer, you're not allowed to go to the fucking doctors. Like they didn't believe in the doctors or anything like that. Anyways,
called Love.
She ends up, oh shit, I'll play it for a bit, but yo, it's crazy.
She has a divine plan to help humanity.
It's so fucking funny.
19 billion years old, reincarnated Jesus.
Yeah. She believes she's fucking God. It's so funny.
She was Joan of Arc, Cleopatra. She's God.
This is Mother God and the Earth Allies. You are not alone, and we love you.
I was struggling with addiction.
Rape, torture, abuse.
That puts you in a black hole that you just can't see light out of. I was able to see her true unconditional love.
She healed people.
It was enticing.
We are here to shine the light on truth, and together walk out of the prison of illusion.
Exit the matrix.
She believed she was...
Oh my God. I forgot about this.
Exit the matrix.
Yo, their fucking, what is their website? Fuck. It's in the documentary. It shows their website and I went to it. The art on their website is all this. It's such a schizophrenic looking website. It's so fucking cool. It's probably like loveis1.com or some shit like that, right? Love Has Won. Dude, my fucking fingers are all over the place. I'm like, that fucking caffeine fucked me up. I'm not gonna lie. I'm literally like shaking right now. I'm fucking amped up. Holy shit, dude. That triple shot espresso shit was a bad choice. Is this it? Is this their fucking website? Fifth Energy Updates? Fuck. I guess this is it, but fuck, I feel like this is not the one I saw. Whatever, fuck it. We'll just get back to the trailer.
But the website was hilarious. She was the Messiah for this age of humanity.
She was always training us, going on.
She was like a Twitch streamer. They Twitch stream every day. It was fucking crazy.
Live streamed every day.
We had to organize as a team.
Pumpkin spiced body butter.
Love Has Won essentials.
They found a way to monetize their operation.
More people wanted to come. That's when the drama started to kick off.
The one thing about Mom is that she was going to attract some of the worst beings on the planet.
Oh yeah, this guy. This guy's the fucking man. Right. So the whole premise of this documentary, right, is it's the first time there's ever been a female-led fucking cult, and she's God reincarnated, she's Jesus reincarnated, she's all these things, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Crazy fucking backstory that she made up for herself, right? Because she's also a raging alcoholic, by the way. Kind of forgot to mention that. She's just fucking fucked up all the time, taking Molly, getting fucked up, getting drunk, fucking screaming and yelling at people, throwing shit. Like as she degenerates into her alcoholism, shit gets crazy. And then she keeps getting married to dudes and then fucking breaking up with them because whatever, she's just like a whore. And then this guy comes in, and this guy's like, he has an ankle bracelet, he's just fucking out of prison, and he's a fucking complete psychopath, but he's also just a dominant alpha male, so he instantly joins this fucking group and just takes over. Like people are trying to like tell him what to do, and he's like, nah, fuck you, and just completely takes over this entire fucking thing. It's so funny. It's so fucking funny because it's like the whole thing is like, oh, here's this fucking finally we have a woman-led, matriarchy of a cult, and then as soon as like one fucking alpha dude comes in, it's just he just takes over completely. It's so fucking funny.
What's your name?
Father of all creation.
We were born as conscious co-creation, as Father, Mother, God.
She said, "You're brilliant." I had never heard that phrase in my life pertaining to me. When God loves you, the pressure comes.
All this energy, it belongs to us. And if you're not in right action, you're out.
It eventually took her over.
All hell broke loose.
I've been going through some stuff.
This is my fucking house.
I am.
Okay, yeah, so here, if you notice, her skin's all fucking gray. So she started taking colloidal silver. She started like ingesting colloidal silver to the point like, dude, oh my God. Love has one. Just go to images right quick. Like her at the end of her life. Like she literally just becomes fucking gray and gross. Oh my God. I mean, she kind of becomes this, but they like touched her up with Photoshop there. Whatevs. You get the point. I super recommend. It's really funny. I don't think it's not supposed to be funny, but it's very funny.
Tate. He is friends with Mutahar, who argued against Andrew Tate being deplatformed from social media websites, and has recently showcased a great deal of transphobia in his most recent video. He is...
No, he did not. He did not. He just flat out did not.
He is friends with Mutahar, who argued against Andrew Tate being deplatformed from social media websites, and has recently...
That doesn't mean he supports Andrew Tate, number one. That just means he supports free speech.
...showcased a great deal of transphobia in his most recent video.
He also did not do that. If you want to say that his fucking...
social media websites, and has recently showed...
If you want to say that fucking artwork is transphobic, which it's not. It's just not. Fine, but it's just... You can't say the video was like he didn't watch the video, clearly. He just like Mutahar, I gotta say, was very careful with his wording in that video. It's very clearly not transphobic. It is centered around Keffels as a person and not trans people whatsoever. And the artwork, I mean, I could see why people would use that as like a talking point, like, no, the artwork is transphobic, but it's also not. It's just she's an ugly person, so they made an ugly picture of it.
Showcased a great deal of transphobia in his most recent video. He has publicly interacted in a friendly way with the account Rock Solid on multiple occasions, and with just a quick look at their profile, I saw them liking anti-trans posts and neo-Nazi content. He interacts positively with Disclose.tv, a far-right propaganda website that uses hate speech, engages in Holocaust denialism, and platforms neo-Nazis. He has a
Sidebar, have you ever been... you know what? Actually, I don't want to get banned. I'm not going to that website. Never mind. We'll move on. Moving on.
Appeared in content with Mr. Gunzengear, whose Twitter bio reads, dedicated to restoring the civil rights of Americans. But despite that, he's tweeted negatively about trans people many times. He has interacted positively with Garand Thumb, who has said, the traditional family should be encouraged and strengthened. I see little to no support from the government or big media. He has said anti-trans statements. He has called people...
Like, why was this brought up as a point? He said that traditional families should be encouraged and strengthened. I see little to no support from the government or big media. I don't understand in what fucking world that could be conceived as like a bad thing. He supports traditional families and like strengthening a family union and not relying on the government or big media because they don't love you. How, like, I don't, left or right, how could that possibly be seen as a bad thing? I prefer the pronoun carbon-based life form. Can't go wrong with that one. Not even saying this as an insult, but this guy seriously needs TRT. Yeah.
No support from the government or big media. He has said anti-trans statements. He has called people degenerate.
Oh, lol, get the fuck out of here with your degeneracy.
And has said...
I'm trying to read what this says.
Or big media. He has said...
Because he's using, obviously he's using this behind him as his anti-trans statement.
Anti-trans statements.
I'm trying to read
He has called people degenerates. And has said that
calling people degenerates is like, that's not...
traditional sexual
not anything. Swinging in a...
interactions are a...
Swinging in a disgusting...
disgusting...
hedonistic lifestyle and is the breakdown of the family. Swinging is a disgusting hedonistic lifestyle. I mean, that's just true.
Hedonistic lifestyle. That is the breakdown of the family unit. Wendigoon is publicly friends with Brand.
Has anyone ever met swingers that fucking their marriage lasts and they're happy? I have met a few swingers in my lifetime. All of those fucking marriages have failed because the dude ends up getting cucked out. It's just what happens every single fucking time.
Brandon Herrera, who has made jokes that implied that he was sympathetic with public shooters who killed leftists, and collaborated with Kyle Rittenhouse, who has posted images of himself with an MP40, which is a gun used by the Nazis, that he described as the original ghetto blaster. I've also...
That's just fucking funny. Also, using using German guns doesn't mean you support Nazism. What the fuck, dude? Oh my god, man. Oh my god. It's so dumb. It's just so dumb.
Also seen people...
Did Brandon lose or no? I sure hope he didn't. I don't know what that means.
Insinuate that Herrera was with Wendigoon in the days of being part of the Boogaloo movement, but I cannot find substantial proof on if this is true or not. But I've seen
the Luger is the coolest fucking gun of all time.
Several comments saying this, so online it is at least culturally believed to be true. He has appeared in gun-related content with Haley Luan, an influencer whose content is based entirely around making the United States military appear fun and bizarrely sexually appealing, which again, for someone who is supposedly anti-government, he sure does seem to have a lot of wealthy white friends who actively work to uphold the values of the American empire. Or we could talk about the time that he stole art to use in promotional material for his videos, and then blamed it on his editorial team instead of just...
My apologies, Neil Craner, maker content, no disrespect was meant at all. The image was put together by a friend as a teaser, and that was never meant to be in the thumbnail for my video. I should have clarified if fan art was used either way. My bad. Here's the real thumbnail.
Just taking the...
So hold on a second. He's saying he doesn't take responsibility when literally the thing on screen, right about now, says, my bad. He explained the situation. Hey, I had an editor that made a decision that I was fucking absolutely. Oh, fuck. You guys down to watch Kenny versus Spenny later? I'm actually really fucking down for that. This is why we can't have nice things. Also, I wish this guy would do a male pattern baldness check. That's funny.
The Wendigo is a negative spiritual symbol that is to be avoided and whose name is to never even be said out loud or written down. So I know there's a bit of a hypocrisy there on my part, but we kind of do have to say it for academic purposes, so apologies for that. Starting with Algernon Blackwood's I
fucking blanked out. What do you say?
Academic purpose. There's a bit of a hypocrisy is to never even be said out loud as a negativity. Then of course there is his username. To the Algonquin people, the Wendigo is a negative spiritual symbol that is to be avoided and whose name is to never even be said out loud or written down. So I know there's a bit of a hypocrisy there on my part, but we kind of do have to say it for academic purposes, so apologies for that. Starting with Algernon Blackwood's horror short story called The Wendigo. People have for hundreds of years taken the creature and used it for their own means, including Wendigoon in his very name, which is something that indigenous people have been very critical with him now for years. This next thing that I'm trying to argue is not to discredit his feelings regarding to his own personal history. But what I will say is that Americans who are white or partially white in rural areas love to claim a percentage of native heritage for bizarre conservative reasons, relating to...
That's a fucking stretch. That's a fucking stretch and a half. Like, assuming that fucking white people in rural areas like to claim that they're Native American for conservative reasons. Like, what the fuck is that based on? Maybe they want to claim it for the tax reasons, so they don't have to fucking pay taxes. You fucking nincompoop.
Like, reverence for the land and fascistic nostalgia for...
He's legit from a Native family. Yeah, Wendigoon is Native. No, but he's saying that Wendigoon is claiming to be Native for conservative reasons. Whatever the fuck that means. Like, he doesn't even expound on that. Like, what the fuck is a conservative reason for wanting to claim Native Americanism? Like, if the idea that conservatism makes you white and racist, why would you want to be not white? It doesn't even make sense by his own fucking dumb logic.
Time that never existed and stuff like that. He has attempted to deflect from criticism over the use of the name by saying that his grandfather was Native American, and that he learned these things culturally through him. But I personally have to look at it from the hypothetical perspective, where, say I had a black or mixed grandfather in this situation, and black people were telling me that I was doing something that was racist or offensive to them. I would then listen to what they were saying instead of claiming that I had the right to do it, because I had some melanin in me. Especially if I were more...
Hold on a second. Wait, what? Wait, what's the point he's trying to make? He's saying, okay, if I'm black but don't look super black, then there's some actual black people, because obviously I'm not black, saying that I'm not allowed to say the N-word, for instance. I would have to look inwards and listen to that, sit and listen. What the fuck? Is it? Holy shit. That's fucking that is light skin logic right there. That is some fucking light skin, everyone please consider, that's some fucking Drake ass logic. That's some logic ass logic right there. Holy shit, dude. Fucking no backbone.
Or less.
Fucking stand up for yourself in this hypothetical.
Raised within a primarily white cultural area, like the Appalachian Mountains are. And also on top of that, just, frequently associated myself with white supremacists. There are 26 million that just, frequently like the Appalachian Mountains are. And also on top of that, just,
and also, fucking white supremacy.
Frequently associated myself with white supremacists. There are 26 million people in this region, and well over 80% of them are white, with the majority of the others being Latinos. And if I had no cultural connection around me to that non-white percentage of my history, then what really would give me the right to dictate whether or not what I was doing was appropriate? I really would have no ground to stand on. The other thing that I would add to this is that Wendigoon and I are practically neighbors, and I know this area very well. Okay, so I live in Asheville, North Carolina, and between that and the reservation...
Way to fucking dox yourself. Good fucking job, dude.
You have the community of Lake Junaluska, which isn't actually even a real town. You can walk across the whole thing in a matter of minutes. You got Waynesville, you have Maggie Valley, and a few other small drive-by communities. And beyond that is the Cherokee Reservation. Wendigoon lives somewhere just on the other side of the reservation. That is not me doxing him. He has said many times publicly that he lives in East Tennessee. And I'm not even saying what town he lives in. According to the latest census, there are only 23 black people who live in Maggie Valley. There are 15 Native Americans despite it touching the reservation. Most of this area used to be sundown towns. It is about as white as you could possibly get. Deep Appalachia is very white country, and for the most part, is exceptionally racist. Genuinely in this part of the country, you have to assume that any white person you meet is racist unless they show you otherwise.
Oh, fuck, I love that so much. That's that's so anti-justice. Like, guilty until proven innocent. Like, how the fuck are you supposed to prove that you're not racist? That's insane. Like, no one can prove that they're not racist. That's literally impossible. Try to legitimately have an argument with someone telling them anything you say, they're just gonna flip on you. Well, I have black friends. Oh yeah, that's what a racist would say. Yeah, but like I dated a black girl. So you see them as an object? Yeah, fucking super racist, dude. Like, you could fucking argue till you're blue in the face and no one's ever going to believe that. Like, that is like an impossible feat. You can't just prescribe racism on an entire area with millions and millions of people and just assume that they're all racist, and then the onus is now on them to prove that they're not. The fucking hubris of this individual.
Almost all of the...
We live in the same place and assume everyone in this area is racist. Yeah. Good point, Gore Bunny. That would also mean, by his logic, that he is a racist and that he now has to argue otherwise. That's a fucking good point. I didn't even put that together. Good job, Gore Bunny. Holy shit.
These little towns are well over 9...
I hope this guy loses his job and gets banned, not gonna lie. No, because I feel like he's gonna make some real bad videos moving forward, and there's gonna be a lot of... I don't like people losing their jobs. I don't like the whole idea of like cancel culture. If he can make his money fucking making dumb shit, whatever, go for it.
90% white. But if you were to...
But clearly he's not making money off this shit anyways, so whatever.
Drive through Maggie Valley, you would find antique stores selling busts of Native American braves, carved wooden eagles, vintage paintings of buffalo, super racist generalizations that idealize the idea of the noble, good kind of Native American. And then you'll drive onto the reservation, and it's just run down and poor as shit except for the casino. He has said that the Wendigo name came from his cultural connection to Native lore through his grandfather's side. But I can assure you that unless you were on the reservation itself, that actual Native culture has no aspect in the general lives of the people around here, other than the race.
How would you know that? How could you possibly know that? That would be something you would have to know on an individual level. How could you know that if you don't live on the reservation, you have zero connection to it? Like the fucking... I keep going full screen. The fucking jumps in logic this guy takes is insane.
Gets that depict them. And as I said a moment ago, the Wendigo is Algonquin, who are nowhere close to the vicinity of the Cherokee, who are in the southern Appalachia region and throughout the lower sections of Middle America. The Algonquin people are Canadian and a little bit Northern American. To insinuate that he can use the Wendigo name by citing local cultural native customs is completely absurd to a person who lives in the same general vicinity as he does. It is obvious that he just thought Wendigos were cool and has come up with some seemingly strange backstory lie that is easily proven to not be true, unless, his grandfather is Algonquin and just moved to Tennessee. But if that were the case, I don't know why he wouldn't just come out and say that by now.
Because he doesn't have to fucking explain himself to anyone. Like, he's not fucking under interrogation. That's why he didn't fucking say it. If, let's just say that is true, and he didn't come out, why wouldn't he have said that? Why does he have to? He's not fucking under interrogation here. Like, no one's fucking asking him these questions. So why would he just give up, personal information? The fucking, Jesus Christ, man.
And the reason why he doesn't is because it isn't true. There's a lot of bizarre...
This guy's giving me fucking heartburn.
Religious-like mythologizing around his past that I particularly hate. Like it always being said that his interest in cryptids and horror began with oral folktales in Appalachia that are passed down.
I bet you his fucking internal monologue is in that voice. Should I eat this banana? This banana does look a little brown, but there are less brown spots than there is yellow. I should probably eat it because it's about to go bad. I am poor and can't afford more bananas.
And told to children. I assure you, as someone who lives near him and has for most of my life, this is total bullshit, and is some weird false cultural imaginative idealization of the American South that is not actually true to the real Appalachia. We aren't sitting around at night talking about the goddamn Mothman and shit. I even came from a poor family and he didn't. When I was a kid, I have seen people riding into towns on horseback. He admits to being raised by millionaires who got their money from crime. He just likes spooky stories, which is fine. So do I, obviously. But to come up with some weird folksy reason as to why he became a folklore YouTuber that somehow culminated with the destiny of local oral tradition is the kind of language that is used by members of a cult of personality. They might as well claim that he was born on a fucking mountaintop. Nobody talks about it. But don't you think it is extremely weird and off-putting that all of his fans call him Dad? Isn't that really strange? What follows is an exchange between two anonymous indigenous people about how they feel about him and his behaviors. I've been watching a YouTuber named Wendigoon for a long time, and I noticed that his username always made me feel weird. He often uses Wendigo imagery in his merch, and made it a part of his brand. He says that his grandfather is Cherokee, and taught him the legend, and I'm not going to make assumptions on if he is lying or not. But I feel really weird still. It feels really disrespectful to me to use that name. I'm not sure if I'm being a baby about it, or if there's something wrong here. He has also said some shit about cultural appropriation that put up some serious red flags for me. The Wendigo comes from the Algonquin people. I don't think Cherokee...
Why are these even being included? Like, these are comments from fucking people that, like, are just saying their feelings. Like, none of these are factual statements with any kind of, like, evidence. Like, he said, quote, this. Like, why would these even be included? These are fucking nothing statements. I'm actually, like, perplexed by why this part of the video is even here. I would never in a million years include this. Like, this is just filling time. Like, I always try to cut as much fat from a video as I can to make it, like, condensed and interesting. But, like, what is this literally mean? These are, like, people's opinions? Bruh.
Cherokees come from that group. Plus, he's presenting the white people concept of a Wendigo. You can call him out, but he has 3.5 million subs. His community will probably hunt you down before you ever get him to shut down. What follows is the comment that they were referring to about cultural appropriation, where a native person called out Wendigoon for his use of their spiritual symbol, to which he said to them, I'm actually going to make a video on this in order to make a direct response, but for now, cultural appropriation is a good way to alienate one group of people from the other. Whenever a society makes advancements in art and literature, and then another society gatekeeps others from interacting with it, it makes the creator seem inhuman and odd. The easiest way to create prejudice is to convince others that a group of people should not be interacted with. I have spoken to several natives who love the concept, yet only those who have no value in its existence say I shouldn't talk about it, inciting an indoctrinated superiority. Furthermore, when we stop talking about cultures, they die. This is especially applicable to Native Americans, who use spoken word to pass down their stories, and if we do not continue to speak their stories, their culture dies before we do. Lastly, I was raised in Appalachia, and my entire life has been filled with stories of the mountains, and creatures that lurk in the dark. My culture is as American as any, and I recognize the importance in keeping the fire alive. I in no way mean this to attack, or to be direct, just a simple reply. If we develop the idea that we can't speak of certain people, then we're no better than those who silence them. He's basically using the I have a few black friends excuse to tell indigenous people to fuck off.
How the fuck was that his interpretation of that? How the fuck did he read that and then that's... Holy shit, dude. Like, it's amazing. It's amazing. That's fucking amazing. That's like saying white people are not allowed to listen to rap music because it's made by black individuals. Tell that to fucking any rapper and they're gonna tell you to fuck off, buddy, because that's where they make their fucking money from. What the fuck are you talking about? And I think I've mentioned this a couple times recently. I hate the idea that having black friends isn't a good defense for I'm not racist. Yes, it is. It literally is. I like hanging out with people of different cultures and enjoying their perspectives on life and spending my personal time with them and sharing deep emotional parts of me with them. How is that construed as like this fucking scapegoat fucking statement for trying to get out of being racist? That's what I was saying. Once you prescribe racism on someone, there is nothing you could do or say to convince them that you're not. Nothing. There's nothing Wendigoon can do or say to convince this guy that he's not racist.
And to not bother him, so that he can continue without criticism to make a lot of money by selling plushies of a monster that was invented by a white British man that is ultimately making fun of their culture, as well as plastic figurines, posters, shirts, and other merchandise.
So then why are you wearing a Hawaiian shirt, you fancy boy? Why are you wearing a Hawaiian shirt, fancy boy? Aren't you appropriating Hawaiian culture? Listen, I know you're doing it as a meme because you're trying to make fun of Wendigoon here, but you're wearing it, fancy boy. Holy shit, dude.
that depicts Wendigos. I don't know if he fully realizes the irony of being a rich and famous person taking a symbolic...
He's a fucking giant bigot. He is super racist. This guy is ultra racist and uses compassion as a fucking blanket to like cover that fact. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing, except he's a wolf with low T. He's a wolf with low T in sheep's clothing.
Figure from a smaller native group of people that he is not connected to in any way. That is at least in part to them originally used as a metaphor for colonialism. The reason that this
I don't even want to hear about colonialism.
Comment is publicly still available is because Wendigoon archived it by posting a screenshot of it early in his channel's life to his Reddit page, as a clarification of his official position on why he should be able to use the name, saying, "Hey everyone, so I hate getting political, but this keeps coming up. I'm showing this comment reply now, so my opinions can be made known going forward. I've also blocked out the original commenter, and please do not show hate if you see it on the video. Also, I'm at 50k. I love you all so much. Also, I have received comments from natives who advise me not to use the term Wendigo, as it is a bad omen and is dangerous. That is entirely different from not talking about a group of people altogether. They genuinely believe the legend and want me to be safe. They're cool. Thumbs up emoji." It has become a more common thing for people to call him out on his beliefs, his behaviors, and at the continued use of the Wendigo in his name and the merchandise that he makes a lot of money off of. It became so much of a conversation that he even put out a statement trying to shut this down, saying, "Some rude and slanderous things have been said about my character, and I just want to clarify that I am not right-wing or bigoted or anything, besides thankful for my opportunity to make goofy YouTube. The only thing I believe in is loving God and my wife." Donut operator. You know, the ex-cop who makes death content. The Wendigoon shared a picture of the two of them hugging not long after this. Can be found in the comments of this post asking if Wendigoon wants him to start killing people who said that he was right-wing. I think that this is an all-time bad public statement that says absolutely nothing substantial. And that's the point. I quote tweeted this and said, "Not that I have a stake in this whatsoever, but this is such a non-statement that doesn't even address any of the issues that folks are criticizing him for. Someone using their religion as a shield in the same breath as claiming that they believe in nothing politically is a red flag. Oh, I'm just a
red flag according to you. Like he shares his thoughts and you're like, no, I don't believe you because I don't believe you. Like you also didn't say anything. Like I don't know. Promoting your fucking gay Twitter thread is like retarded to begin with. Why would you include that? That's just like, oh my God. From a creator standpoint, like I would never fucking promote my own tweets in a thread, my own tweets in a video rather, like to show that how I dunked on this guy. That's just so fucking self-involved. It's such a narcissistic thing to do. I would never fucking do that in a million years, but that obviously would never cross his mind. But he's like trying to dunk on Wendigoon for making a nothing statement while making a nothing statement. Like that doesn't, just because you don't believe him, like you,
as claiming that they believe in nothing politically.
I can't do this. This is like hard for me to get through. I'm actually like struggling. I cannot wait. How much fucking time do we have left? There's another fucking 8 minutes.
Red flag. Oh, I'm just a goofy, wholesome boy. Please don't ask me why I follow less than 500 people and one of them was Kyle Rittenhouse. Don't ask me about all the guns that I post pictures of.
Doesn't mean anything.
I have no strong beliefs. Apolitical, really. Why?
That is all apolitical.
He's slandering me. I really only care about this because if you have that large of a platform and make your money from being a public persona, then you are no longer fully a private person. And your political beliefs do in fact matter and are—
No, they don't. You could be a public person and not share you don't have to fucking share everything if you're a public figure. If that's fucking a law, this is lol cow mentality. That's what's happening here. Praise of shadows is a fucking lol cow. That is what happened. The very first tenet of being a lol cow is oversharing. The idea that this guy thinks that he fucking needs to share everything about his life. Like you could fucking be a public person and not want to share your political views because you don't think it really, you don't want to add, you just don't want to be part of that fucking world publicly. That's fine. You could have private parts of your life.
Are a fair topic of debate. You can't get mad if people call you unquestionable things that are said or done if you are making money off of them. And what resulted from some good faith criticism of his use of language was days upon days of people calling me a faggot.
That's because you are.
Amongst other things, but that was their go-to word.
Have you ever considered that maybe you are?
And to be honest, if you're a public figure who is being criticized publicly, and the only people who come to your defense are Nazis, then that can only be read.
I don't think he understands the definition of the... He doesn't understand the definition of the word Nazi. But let's move on.
As two ways. Either that you're sympathetic to their views, or that you're perfectly fine making money from them, and are comfortable with that ideology being the backbone of your base. And this...
Dude, gay people didn't even exist in the 40s. Shut up.
This did go on for like...
Hitler didn't kill any fucking gay people. They didn't even exist yet.
Like, at least...
Gay people were invented in the 60s when fucking acid got introduced to the populace.
A week? Where...
Pretty sure that's correct. Quote me on that. Use that in conversation with your family members this month, coming Pride Month. That's the lore of... Should I make a lore of Pride Month video? A lore of Pride video? A lore of being gay video? Being gay was invented in the 1960s when the introduction of acid was introduced to the population by the CIA.
Every single time I said anything, my mentions were just filled with the most vile far-right rhetoric from Wendigoon fans. And if anyone ever criticized me, and people's reaction to it was to immediately start using hate speech, I would shut that shit down so fast. I think that most decent people who work online would do the exact same. And if they don't want to be seen as a big group of Nazis, then let's see how they react to this video's existence. Because I am certain they will be very level-headed about all of this.
That's the Streisand effect. It's not the same thing. Telling people don't drop racist comments in my video is gonna make people want to drop racist. That's a fucking false flag. This is a false flag event.
Right in the midst of this going on, a very funny thing happened, and that Wendigoon followed me on Twitter.
Ooh.
I was not following him at the time.
Ooh.
He never publicly told people to stop calling me a faggot. He never once reached out to me privately.
That's not his job. It's not his job. He is not in charge of what people call you. Also, how would he know what people fucking call you?
He did follow me, which means in my eyes that he 100% knew what was happening because I did tweet about it several times, and then followed me to let me know that he knew, and that he was watching, and that he intended to do nothing to stop it.
What a fucking jump in logic. Or maybe he noticed that you're a lol cow and saw that you were probably about to self-destruct and was like, this could be content. Let me follow this motherfucker. Maybe it was that. You ever think it could have been that? There's a litany of reasons that could have been. But you just assume because you came up with one theory and you're like, yeah, that seems right because it's the first one that I came up with. Has to be true. Couldn't possibly be any other fucking theory that exists on planet Earth. This fucking guy.
Why else would he follow me in that exact moment? He has never interacted with a single one of my posts. Not one like, not one comment. We are not friends. But he does follow me. He follows next to nobody on Twitter. What other motivation could he have had there to follow me in that specific moment, other than to be a method of quiet and deniable intimidation? What other way could that have been read from my perspective?
Shit.
If you think it was entirely coincidental, which he may argue it was, then I've got a sack of magic beans I'd like to sell to you. That was the moment that pushed me over the edge to make this video. There are other very public instances from him of transphobia and homophobia. Like when he allegedly said, calling Christian, a man who mutilated his body with a box cutter because 4chan said he was a girl, holds a deep hatred for men and most women, decided to be a girl so that he could hook up with lesbians, and now abused his mom. She is disrespectful to and delegitimizes trans people.
Oh my god, I cannot wait to see how he's gonna fucking backpedal out of this one.
Like he, a very publicly straight, married Christian cis man, somehow is the authority on what legitimizes a trans person's identity. He has tried to cover this up and has denied that it happened, but I think there's enough evidence to say—
Holy shit. Yeah, but he, like, okay, whatever. Let's just assume that Wendigoon did say that. That's a pretty fucking fair point about Christian. So instead of, like, I don't know, trying to, like, counter that, he's just like, no, I mean, that makes him transphobic. Okay.
That it most likely did.
Okay.
One user said at one point, he's been constantly misgendering her on Twitter despite being corrected numerous times. Ooh. To which Wendigoon said, show me one time I misgendered her on Twitter. Actually, please don't watch my content if you're going through my replies and monitoring followers, who may just be unaware of Christian's entire lore. Perhaps people just not knowing something doesn't mean that they're a transphobe. But if we go back and look at old screenshots from this time, you can see that this account is quote tweeting Wendigoon's transphobic tweet, but if you go to that account today, that post is now quote tweeting a deleted tweet, which to me shows that more than likely Wendigoon went mask off with his transphobia, and then deleted the tweet sometime afterwards, when he realized that people would be mad about it. But there's a very small chance that this is not true because I did not take the original screenshot, so make of that what you will. We could talk about the time that Nick Fears did a video about the disturbing movie Iceberg, who is a great horror trans creator, and I really hope that she's not mad at me for mentioning her here, because I think she's very cool and you should definitely go read her books. But Wendigoon famously did a very popular video on that particular Iceberg challenge as well, and in the comments of her video, he said, "We will be watching your career with great interest," which is just kinda gross, because in a way it is similar to him following me. It is him telling her that he sees that she's doing similar content to him, and his presence in the comments is undercutting her video, while he also at the same time seemingly makes it look like he supports trans people. Like in the responses to his comment, people are saying things like, "Wendigoon says trans rights," while meanwhile he's simultaneously tweeting about Christian multiple times. We could talk about another time, where someone made a YouTuber gay sex alignment chart and put
that bothers me. That fucking logic, like the idea that because someone is trans, you can't criticize them on an individual level solely because that makes you transphobic. Like, why can't a trans person be a fucking piece of shit and deserve criticism? Not because they're trans, but because they're just a piece of shit and deserve... Like, Chris Chan's a fucking psycho. Why can't you talk about that? Because he identifies as a woman, quote unquote, now? We have to fucking, like, play with baby gloves all... It just fucking makes no sense. Fuck this guy.
Put Wendigoon as a sub-bottom, to which he responded to them and said, "What did I do to hurt you?" Which, you know, clearly is a joke, but also the worst kinds of straight guys when they make jokes related to queerness, almost exclusively direct the punchline at femme gays and bottoms, because they view them as lesser than masculine tops. He has multiple times said that he supports queer people, but I think his actions in private clearly paint a different picture. He once tweeted, saying, "I do not care if someone is gay or straight. Sexuality is no one's business but the individual. Don't make assumptions. I make an effort to stay away from politics and social issues." Which, you know, first off, equating sexuality with politics kind of already shows what you kind of think of the issue. And second off,
that's not fucking true. Everything has become politicized, and that's not a left wing or a right wing thing. That's just a fucking thing. Fucking being gay has become politicized. If you don't know that, you're fucking dumb.
Clearly, as we have seen, everything that he does has deep political motivations, and to argue that he's just a horror YouTuber is comical. Far-right figures are often the only ones who hide their harm under a false shield of wanting to seem like they have no strong beliefs at all, because their real views are so socially abhorrent. And the thing that people kept saying to me in all of this was, "Why do you even care?" Which, if you watch the comments under the video, I guarantee you will happen again, with takes like, "Oh, he's just a YouTuber. Why does it matter?" Or, "So what if he's a conservative? Is that a problem?"
So he's basically saying people called him a fancy boy, and now he got in his feelings. He's acting fucking real light skin. That's his fucking motivation here, that he's fucking being emotional.
Which the answer to that is yes. But the reason that I care is because this does not belong in horror, or anywhere. I care deeply about horror, and everything that he does has demonstrated so far in his career that he should not be welcome in our spaces, or even, you know, just in public in general. I think that these things clearly showcase a repeated pattern, in my opinion, of racism and homophobia, while on top of that, being very irresponsible and dangerous with his large platform. Like, I think that anyone who supposedly accidentally starts a neo-Nazi hate group and fully acknowledges that they did that should not be accepted within society at all. They should not be celebrated. They should be treated for what they are. Because remember, kids, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them.
Oh my god. Oh, thank God. Thank fucking God. We got through it. We got through it, gang. We got through it, gang. Whew. That was a fucking tough one. I was legit fucking struggling by the end of that. That was real hard for me. What do we do now? Do you guys want to watch it again, or you guys want to do a second round? Is that what we're doing? All right. So, okay, we have anyone have any thoughts on this, or do you want to fucking just move on from it? Because I'm like, honestly, I'm fucking over that thing. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. No thoughts. Okay, so we have a couple options of what we can do next year. We could either move on, my head hurts. Yeah, I know. Replay on 5X. Yeah, fuck that. No, that's like a fucking challenge. Getting through that whole thing. Dude, imagine having to sit through that whole thing without pausing, fucking no speed up. That's a fucking challenge right there. That might be a speedrun challenge. We'll do it like 80% of that at some point. Okay, so our options right now, okay? We could either continue watching YouTube videos together, or we could play video games. What do you guys want to do? Video games or videos? Should I do how do you start a poll? How do I change those? There we go. What are we doing? What are we doing tonight? Imagine watching that on 0.5 speed. Dude, that'd be insane. That'd be insane. Can we watch the pedo shotgun video? Oh yeah, we can do that. What does anyone remember what that guy was? It was Donut Operator, right? Operator. I am good typer. Where is the shot? Oh, head removal. Okay, let's take that off 2 times speed.
Hi everyone, Donut here. Today we're going to be looking at some shootings. Oh my god, on this channel. Shootings? What the We're going to be looking at a couple of hostage takers that kind of learn the error of their ways. The kind of learning that ends with an apartment maintenance guy having to grab a couple paintbrushes, maybe a couple mops, too, a lot of cleaning supplies, and paint. The walls. These guys really shouldn't have tested police officers with their hostage taking skills. Some cops freak out over acorn.
I don't like how much the camera's moving in this video. This is what I was talking about before when I'm very picky with my fucking YouTube videos. If this was me watching this video by myself, oh fuck, sorry, I forgot about that. Browsing. Thank you, Miff. Sorry, boot that. We'll restart the video.
On your right.
Hi everyone, Donut here. Today we're going to be looking at some shootings. Oh my god, on this channel. Shootings? What the
Shut up, Miff. Do I have to fucking... Do I have to block you again?
We're going to be looking at a couple of hostage takers that kind of learn the error of their ways. The kind of learning that ends with an apartment maintenance guy having to grab a couple paintbrushes, maybe a couple mops, too, a lot of cleaning supplies, and paint. The walls. These guys really shouldn't have tested police.
Yeah. This is what I mean. Like, if I was watching this video by myself, if this was just me, not on stream, I would not fucking watch this. The amount of fucking movement within the first 30 seconds of this video is infuriating to me. I hate
officers with their hostage.
Why are we zooming in so much? Why? This is a fucking YouTube video. Chill. Every fucking clip doesn't need a fucking transition or an effect on it.
Some cops freak out over acorns, but
he does seem to skateboard though, so I'm into that. That makes that cool points are going back up.
Then there are some cops who train a lot and are really good at shooting. That's what you're about to see. But before we go into the shooting, let's do our sponsor, Raycon earbuds. Now let's look.
I'm literally getting motion sick watching this.
Look at our first shooting that takes place in a city that people in Las Vegas even look down on. Reno, Nevada.
New boot goofing.
February 13th, 2020, 7:30 p.m. 911 dispatchers receive a call from a teenage girl saying her stepdad is trying to kill her mother. That is a very, very spicy domestic violence call to go to.
Okay, I didn't hear the first part. Your mom is trying to kill someone, you said?
No, someone is trying to kill her. She thinks my stepdad.
Okay, so your stepdad is trying to kill her?
Yes.
After a very long call with a very confused 911 dispatcher, we find this out. The couple in this video had been arguing the past couple of days about an investigation involving the ex-husband, Mr. Lopez.
This fucking bothers me more than anything, and this is something almost every YouTuber does, and it's the most fucking infuriating thing. Just from a visual standpoint, because it's such an easy thing to fix too. Like, you don't need a fucking giant production budget for this.
Very, very spicy domestic violence call to go to.
It's kind of hard to see. Hold on. You kind of have to just be paying attention.
Very long call.
You see that right there?
After a very long call with...
He clearly like hit the table by accident with his elbow or something and it shook the camera. That fucking bothers me to no end. Like, you just decouple the camera from your desk. Have them not be touching. Get a fucking tripod that hangs over your... okay, let's move on. This is going to take forever if I keep fucking pausing.
Confused 911 dispatcher, we find this out. The couple in this video had been arguing the past
fucking camera shake.
of days about an investigation involving the ex-husband, Mr. Lopez. On February 13, 2020, Lopez and his wife, SL, got into an argument over allegations of inappropriate sexual contact between Lopez and one of SL's younger children. The 7-year-old victim reported the abuse the day before and also reported the same abuse to a teacher, who immediately reported the abuse to police. So don't feel bad for the suspect in this situation. Just feel bad for, like I said, the apartment maintenance guy that had to clean this up. It involves a shotgun. So yeah, allegedly the suspect had been sexually abusing the 7-year-old, and once police started investigating, it blew up into a hostage situation. Unfortunately, police did not have their wood chipper on standby. Not exactly the actions of an innocent man there, but I'll let you.
I'm not into this video. I'm sorry. I actually can't get through this. This is uninteresting to me. I was not paying attention. Are you guys fucking into that at all? I fucking hated that so much. I'm sure Donut Operator's probably like a cool guy in person. I know like a lot of people. Okay, what's like his popular shit? Is there like a popular thing?
Hi everyone, Donut here. Sorry I haven't been posting much content lately. Things have been...
Holy shit, this is so different. 4 years ago? Dude, you got like a fucking different... Did he get a fucking throat cancer or something? What the fuck, dude? His voice is so different.
This company called Viridian Weapon Tech came out with this thing, and I'm not sponsored
what the
by
fuck?
them. I just think it's a really rad little device. On April 27th...
Hey, put your hands up in the air! They are weatherproof and sweat resistant. Recently, I've liked using my onto. Officers go to the caller's house, they start taking a statement, and then they notice the suspect's
Is this a different guy? Am I trucking
On
tripping?
April 27, 2019, Corporal TJ's session with the Vernon Police
What
Department.
happened to his accent?
For
He has a southern accent in this video, and then 4 years later, his fucking accent disappeared. Does anyone else notice that?
Named Walter. This is Walter. Walter had some warrants out for his arrest for continuously touching a 9-year-old from 2000.
He has like a slight fucking southern accent there. And then here,
driving around the woman's house. And it's not a hard vehicle to spot. You'll see why in a minute. So officers naturally begin to follow the car until they come to a stoplight. Once at the red light.
Very fucking strange. Very strange. What the fuck, dude? That's crazy. Okay. I'm not into him at all. I am not into him at all. My fucking YouTube algorithm has been like destroyed recently. A lot of like... Dude, I'm telling you, I need to get a fucking separate YouTube channel for like research and shit, because researching shit fucking destroys my algorithm completely. And then I'm just stuck with like a bunch of shit that I don't want to watch. Oh my God. Hey, what's up?
Minutes.
Let's just watch. Can we just watch someone else's stream?
Like, whatever. I don't give a shit about this because it is absolutely stupid as hell. I apologize for that. This time, like, what the fuck is the deal, man? It's like the headset does not want. It turns off and on.
Oh, I know what to fucking show you guys. I know what to fucking show you guys. Hell yeah. Okay, this is good. This is good. You guys are gonna like this. His accent shows up from time to time. Okay, check this out. Have you guys ever heard of Opie and Anthony? Chat, anyone? Yes, no? Opie and Anthony. Have you guys heard of Opie and Anthony? We'll do Bobo. I'm really excited. Okay. Was that Babytron or am I tripping? Probably. Babytron's kind of cool. Well, Babytron had a few cool songs. Then when the meme died, my fucking interest in Babytron was lost. But do you guys know Opie and Anthony? Because listen, I'm gonna. Oh yeah, I'll fuck it. Whatever. I'll say it. So I'm working on a very YouTube video I'm very excited about right now that I'm working on in the background. Me and an editor that I hired that was in chat before, Way. Him and I have been working on this video. It's gonna be like probably like a 3-hour video. Like it's gonna be pretty lengthy. It's gonna be a long one. It's essentially I personally wanted to find like a rise and fall of Opie and Anthony, which was it's a radio show from the 90s up until 2014, I think, was when the show got canceled. And it's literally like the precursor to like every comedy podcast that exists today. Joe Rogan is very famous for stating that his show, the JRE, is based on Opie and Anthony. A lot of the famous comedians from that era, Bill Burr, Louis C.K., Jim Norton, et cetera, Patrice O'Neill, they all kind of came up through the Opie and Anthony system. It's like, if you don't know about it, it was extremely popular at the time. You know, I would say between them and like Howard Stern were like 1A, 1B most popular radio shows. And like I said, I was just looking for like a rise and fall video of like what happened to them. Didn't see one. I was like, fuck it, I'll make it myself then. And so it's the video is recorded. It's in the editing process. Like I said, it's gonna be a longer video, but it's really fucking funny. The video is really good. It's probably like the best thing I've done in a very long time. And will it have a hit piece on Wendigoon in it? That's actually pretty funny. I should probably do that as a little bit, like a little aside. I might, maybe I can just cut whatever. That could actually be pretty funny. But listen, I'm not going to go through the whole fucking rise and fall of Opie and Anthony, but this character right here you're seeing on screen, this is Bobo. So Bobo was a recurring character on the show. And Bobo is essentially like, he was like at one point the show Opie and Anthony, the radio show, had like a live studio audience. So they'd have people come in, like just like random people off the street would be allowed to come in, fans of the show, etc. And Bobo was like this super fan that would come and watch the show all the time. So they started interviewing him, started talking to him. And Bobo's like, he's medically retarded, like below the IQ line, collects checks from the government, that level of retardation. But he's not like so retarded that he has no mental agency whatsoever, but he's very naive, extremely gullible, extremely narcissistic. Like he's very Chris-Chan-esque. He ends up getting himself into a lot of Chris-Chan-like situations because of the trolls. The fans of Opie and Anthony would troll him IRL, like outside of the show. And he would get himself into all these fucked up situations. But the thing, he's not like a terrible person. Like Bobo is at the end of the day still like a lovable kind of person that you're kind of rooting for. So it is a different dynamic in that sense. So, for instance, like, just to give you an idea of like who Bobo is, and like I said before earlier tonight, like one of the number one tenets, if not the number one tenets of being a lolcow is oversharing and not knowing when to stop sharing information publicly, especially with troll-like individuals. So like in his very first interview with O&A, he revealed that as a boy he had, I think it was 48 surgeries on his penis because of like a urinary tract issue, and he he has like a fucking dude, his penis is fucking haggard. It's fucking destroyed from all these fucking surgeries. His dick is a mess. It's so funny. And then whatever. I'm not gonna get into his penis lore. It's in the video. But I honestly, I might do like a follow-up video to that Opie and Anthony video of the rise and fall of Bobo, because the Bobo story is so fucking funny. Like look at this video, The Worst of Bobo Part 1. It's 11 hours long. Dude, Bobo is so fucking funny. But there's one thing I want to show in particular that is so fucking funny. Bobo banned infuriated Jimmy. Is it this one? I think it's this one.
All of you, I hear we have a guest here. Yeah, do you want me to?
Okay, yeah, so it is this video. Okay, yeah, so this video is so fucking funny. Obviously, it's a radio show, so it's audio only, so fucking bear with me here. But it's so fucking funny. This is one of the, dude, I love this clip. So just to set up.
I hear we have.
That's Anthony from the Opie and Anthony show. Opie is out sick, so he's not currently on the show. And the other, hold on.
A guest here. Yeah, do you want me to?
That is producer Sam Roberts.
No!
And that is third mic Jim Norton, who became technically it became the Opie, Anthony, and Jim show, but they never put his name on the marquee. Whatever, it doesn't matter. So it's Anthony and Jim mostly, and then Bobo comes in.
No. Okay, I won't then. We do. I mean, is there audio of Travis and I realized this morning? No. That you would.
Oh, rotten little dick.
We called
yammering about nothing. What?
You want to look at his dick?
No.
That is something I never want to see again.
Somebody said. What? What are you saying? Those bets. Blisters. Nothing, zero, nothing. Shut up! fucking
Bobo.
no knowledge of what's happening in the world. So what do you think about that? Left field.
I know you guys haven't heard Bobo's voice yet, but that is a fucking spot on impersonation. You will see very shortly.
Why don't you fucking swallow glass? Enough of your Friday tradition, time killer.
Exactly.
Just for you trying to say something. So, freight train, right over you. I don't hear you.
Okay, let's skip ahead a bit.
Well,
oh, Jimmy.
You don't do the
There,
virus
so that's Bobo's voice right there.
anymore, do you?
What?
You don't do the 202 virus?
My God.
No, that's not my phone.
Come on.
I mean, there are more phone calls.
Okay, hold on. They're just going through some phone calls. We'll see.
Shit.
This thing in its entirety, if you just listen to this thing front to back, it is very funny.
And then there's
we'll skip ahead.
a second call.
Yeah.
Okay, we're still on the phone call. We'll skip ahead a
Hard
bit.
for you to earn your way back today because, as you stated, Opie isn't here to make that decision.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so just a little more lore here just before we continue. Bobo was banned from the show because he did something fucked up to an intern. He got drunk and started talking shit about him or some shit like that. So they banned him from the show. Obviously, it was like a bit. So now he's like trying to plead with the show to get back on. And he's pleading for Opie to let him back on the show. So Anthony's kind of pissed that he's like, well, I have equal say here. Why aren't you asking me?
To kind of earn his way back. Well, Bobo, it would be very hard for you to earn your way back today because, as you stated, Opie isn't here to make that decision since it's his, right?
Well,
now,
I got here a
now,
little salt for...
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Now, why wouldn't you think that perhaps on a day like today, when Opie isn't here, he's home with his child, that perhaps I could make the decision?
I guess you could also.
Oh, you do? Oh, you guess? You guess I could?
Yeah.
How about if I decide to just tell you to get your ass out of the studio?
Oh, you insulted him.
Did you see how that was a little insulting? That it's the Opie and Anthony show, and then Opie's not here, and you know, you just kind of, you don't even think about me in a way that where I could make a decision. I'm smart. I'm smart. I was passed over.
Everybody goes, not like everyone says. I'm not dumb.
I'm not dumb.
Skip the part. Hold on, I just want to skip the part where he gets kicked out because it's so fucking funny.
Big red owl.
You all right?
I'm all right.
You're all right?
I'm all right.
You look like you're ready to start crying.
No.
You gonna squirt?
No.
You gonna squirt?
Yeah. No. Come on, sports fans.
No. He's been calling the office, asking the staff for money because his XM subscription is about to run out.
How much you need?
It's gonna run out at the end of
That's
next
not what I
month.
said. How much do you need?
That I don't know.
Would help, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Isn't that something maybe you should have done a little research on if you're looking for some cash? How much cash you need?
What do you just send them a box of money every month and hope they return what they don't need? So if you need money, you better start sucking some dick.
Yeah, how are you going to make the money?
Let's skip the part where he gets fucking kicked out. Fuck, you know what? Actually, this is probably a bad fucking thing to do. Never mind. We'll skip over this. Trust me. Wait for my video to come out. It's fucking hilarious. I condense everything. Well, let's watch fucking Kenny versus Spenny. Any fucking Kenny versus Spenny fans here?
Okay, how many venereal diseases?
Here's a fucking classic one. Can we watch epic rap battles of history? Is that a serious question? I don't know if I've ever watched them, but I feel like I hate them.
This spirit of
Should we just watch things that I hate?
is the pinnacle in the relationship of two best friends who battle against each other versus Spenny.
competition this week is who can drink more beer. It's the diabolical genius against the drunk.
Do you guys know this show? Do I need to fucking explain it to anyone? Just if you guys aren't familiar with it, let me know.
Whoa. He's a horrible drunk.
I'm not a drunk. Stop calling me a drunk. What is your strategy here? To besmirch my
I would never disrespect the Pride community like that. How dare you, Myth?
Character is gonna mean you drink more?
I'll let you
You're
do
just
that. I'll let
scared.
you do
Backstory, please. Okay, so basically this was a show that took place early 2000s, like 2001, 2002, 2003, whatever. There's like 4 or 5 seasons or something. Very funny show, based out of Canada, but it was produced by Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the creators of South Park. This guy on the right here, that's Kenny. He was a writer for South Park, and that's how basically they started producing this show. Ended up getting his own show. So this is his roommate Spenny, and there's kind of like they're just polar opposites. You know, Spenny's kind of a dorky kind of guy, kind of a soft-hearted, let's say, and Spenny, Kenny rather, is like a fucking dick. He's fucking hilarious, basically. And essentially they have to live in this house together, and then every episode they have a competition. This episode, for instance, is who can drink more beer. So the competition is they'll explain it in a second. And the premise of Kenny versus Spenny is that every single time Kenny finds a way to cheat and doesn't actually do the competition, and Spenny ends up losing. And then there's a humiliation ritual at the end that Spenny has to do. It sounds very familiar. Yeah. No, it's so fucking funny.
He's scared
I
because
am
he knows.
scared because
I don't
this
blame you.
is a drinking competition.
And you can't
against
drink.
An innocent little child of God.
Let me tell you
against a drunken
innocent child
pig.
of God. Oh
Yeah.
my God, you're besmirching God. The fact of the matter is, he's nervous because he's a teetotaler. The guy can't drink. It's going to be a living hell for you if you try to keep up with me. I'm going to drink about a case a day.
Probably drank a case last night. If he dies from alcohol poisoning, it is a forfeit, and I have won.
By the way, I think what we're doing is dangerous. We're professionals and we know what we're doing.
Did you just call me a professional? Anyways, we have decided first one to puke loses. If you puke, you are disqualified.
But what happens if it comes up and you bring it back?
You can swallow puke, that's fine.
Okay.
You have to let me pick the beer.
I don't care what I drink. Not a light beer, though.
No, I'll pick German beer.
Okay.
We'll drink.
I like.
He's saying Bex, by the way.
Dr. Goldfield, I need your help.
Oh, yeah, this is Kenny's Asian doctor that he goes to every time to get some. He always goes to see him every episode to like try and get some kind of holistic advantage over Spenny.
Some gozu extract. If you take this one before you drink a beer, certainly you can beat him.
First thing I would say is don't do it. You know, it's dangerous and it's not good for you. The worst case, you could die. I mean, yeah, alcohol poisoning. You can kill yourself.
From beer?
From beer, yeah.
Confucius, he drank alcohol so much, but he never got drunk. He recommended responsible behavior. Yes, responsible drinking. Oh, that's the key, yes.
Do you know, Confucius say, person who go to bed with itchy tushy, wake up with smelly finger.
No way, I never heard such a thing.
Kenny's such a fucking child, I love it.
And he doesn't drink a lot, so I don't think it's going to take very much.
You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do.
Well, I actually do.
How do I make my penis smaller? Because it's huge.
Oh, I never heard such a complaint. Take a cold shower. If you dip your dick in the cold water,
Jake.
it's gonna shrink right off.
Goldfield, I will win. I will bring you a victory. I will not dishonor you or our friendship.
Always.
Thank you.
Always.
And here's the
The
rub.
reason why I chose the beer I did is because they make a non-alcoholic version in the identical bottle. All right, very simple. These are all my non-alcoholic bottles of beer.
He's a fucking demon.
I just gotta put them in the real beer cases.
He's a fucking demon.
As per usual, Kenny didn't fucking show up at the beer stores.
I can drink 100 of these and I am never gonna get drunk. But I have to pretend I'm drunk.
Kenny! You want to help?
On my back.
All right, Spenny has brought back 6 cases of beer.
By myself.
Yes, that means 3 each.
Fuck, I should probably do a video on Kenny versus Spenny. I'm gonna do that in the future. That's going on the fucking idea wall.
Can you bring those upstairs to my room, please?
The switcheroo.
Come in, Spenny.
No alcohol. Fuck, these things are heavy.
So to explain, these are my cases, these are Spenny's cases. I'm white, he's red. This is how we're gonna keep count. Shall we have a drink?
Cheers.
And if you notice, he has the red tape on his beer to cover the label. Fucking genius.
He is so gonna puke. This is gonna be the shortest competition ever.
That's one.
Mission, but I don't think that you're wishing I was bitching.
Chocolate.
Oh, I can't. No, I better not.
Have another beer. Next time, won't you drink with me? Is anyone keeping track? Right now, okay? Okay, you want to get physical? We'll get physical. Don't. You don't want to screw with me when I'm drunk. Fight. Okay. I'll lose the fight.
Don't hit that hard.
I'll lose the fight. Will I lose the fight? He's drunk now, but wait till you see where I'm at.
Chug lug. Okay. Chug lug.
I have more.
1, 2, 3. I gotta go pee again.
It may not be booze, but it still makes you ooze.
I better be careful.
He's pretending to be drunk, but he's drunk because he's had like 10 beers, okay? And I'm getting there. I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there. I'm a little nauseous right now.
I wonder if he's gonna trust that magic powder. He believes I'm drinking real beer.
No matter how much you wiggle and dance, the very last drop goes down your pants. It's a very famous saying, I believe, written by Keats.
Well, only one of them.
Fuck. How was that?
Only one of them.
Did you pick that up?
He's getting drunk right now, Myth.
It's him like falling over a chair or something. Should check.
Buongiorno! I bet you puked. Check his washroom. That's what I gotta fucking deal with. Let's say you did puke. Tomorrow is a whole other day. And I can promise you, this is just an appetizer.
Oh, you could smell this show? Wait, there's an episode of Who Could Blow the Biggest Fart. It's probably my favorite episode of all time. We might watch that one next. Who Could Blow the Biggest Fart is so fucking funny. Like, it's almost, it's more impressive than it even is funny.
I'm Kenny.
Hi, Penny. Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for coming over.
Hello, Spencer. Spencer. Spencer, wake up. Wake up. Look at this. It's disgusting. Someone's here to talk to you.
Fuck off!
Someone's here to talk to you. Hi.
Hi, Spencer.
Why are you in my bedroom?
We were invited in by your friend to see.
I don't have a friend, obviously.
He tries to get him an intervention. Holy shit.
We're addiction counselors, and your buddy
called us because he's concerned that you're drinking yourself to death.
And we're here to do an intervention.
Spencer, we're in an arm wrestling competition. Why do you think we're having a beer drinking competition? This is the arm wrestling competition.
There's a lot of booze around here.
I don't drink.
Well, clearly you do today.
I'm drunk. I'm not going to deny that. We're in a drinking competition, and we're seeing who can drink as many beers. What did he tell you?
He says that you've been violent and verbally abusive, and you've been on a bender, and this is not the first time in your life that you've been on a bender.
I don't need help.
Got it.
Oh my
This is a
God.
beer drinking contest.
Yes.
Got it.
Next week I won't be drinking.
How do you know?
Because we're going to have another competition where it won't be about drinking.
The consequences can cost you your life.
I have to beat him. I have to beat him. You don't
Kenny's so
understand.
diabolical.
It's a
I
thing.
fucking
It's
love
a
it.
thing.
Got it.
It's a thing. I can't explain.
Constantly
Would
gaslighting
you guys
Spenny.
play Russian roulette? No.
That's
Why?
not smart.
This is smart.
No, it's not smart. The whole
But
thing's
you're
not
doing
smart.
it.
But you know what?
If you win, what do you get?
I
Give
get
a
to
prize?
humiliate him, man.
All right. When does the game stop?
When Kenny throws up. Or when I throw up.
Well, why don't you go?
People throw up all the time.
Go puke now and get it over with.
Why should I lose? Why do I have to lose?
So what kind of example do you think you're setting?
There are some things that are bigger. I know what you're saying, but there are some things that are bigger.
So you're gonna
Watch,
stop?
watch. No, watch.
I see you. Consider you are sucking it back. What's he doing?
You're caring for me.
Yep.
It's just not appropriate right now.
All right.
I have to get to. I have to go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Why he wastes his time?
He's drunk. So he's not listening.
Yes.
Yeah, this show's so good. And just to be clear, Kenny managed to somehow get the rights back from, I think it was on Comedy Central, if I'm not mistaken. He ended up buying the rights back, so like the entire show is just on his YouTube channel. You can watch like every episode basically, and then he uploaded like commentary tracks and shit. It's fucking sick. Kenny's hilarious. I don't know if there was like a brief interaction between Kenny and like Fish Tank fans, where Fish Tank fans were trying to get Kenny on season 2.5 of Fish Tank. I don't know if anything came of that, because Kenny was like, "What is that?" and people had to like explain it to him, and people were like tagging Jet, but I don't know if anything came of that. But Kenny on Fish Tank would be fucking hilarious.
I eat muesli.
He's like a
every morning.
gaslighting
I'm
master.
It's healthy. It's got a lot of protein in it. Beer and muesli.
He makes Sam Hyde look like a white belt when it comes to gaslighting. Like he's just next level.
Breakfast of champions.
Come on. All right, dripping. Dripping's not allowed. You gotta drink the drip.
Go. I gotta tell you,
Yes, I love gaslighting
I am
people.
pretty
It's my
blown away
favorite
by
thing to
you.
do.
I'm getting really wasted.
Yeah, no kidding.
I've been told by many people that me in conversation IRL is it's quite taxing or exhausting. That's another word that's been said about me trying to talk to me.
Magic powder. This is what allowed me to drink so many beers yesterday, and is going to allow me to beat you today. If Spenny knows I got some magic medicine from Goldfield, he'll believe I can drink 20 beers, because otherwise he'd know I was drinking fake beer.
Wow. Unbelievable. I can't believe it.
Hey.
No, okay, put it down, okay, put it down, put it down. You wanna fucking play? We'll play right now! Put it down right now! Idiots! You're an idiot.
Chug a lug.
Chug. 1, 2, 3. This
time for the tricky dice, my friends. Drinking game! Woo! Don't puke on my floor. There he goes. Old pizza. Old pizza. Come on. Anchovies. Oh! Spitting out, man. Puke. Come on, Spenny. Come on, Spenny. You thought you could beat me, man. You thought you could win, but I had the magic stuff, man. Don't puke it, dude.
No.